Darnold.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports One. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
We are back live from the Horseshoe Cafe, Southport, Connecticut. It's Barnes, Riley, Tony, Renee, Michael. How's everyone doing today? Another football Sunday at the Horseshoe.
Dude, absolutely great time here. So we're stoked to be here, go over some games, just a victory today as well as recapping some hockey. Super pumped, dude.
Let's go Rangers.
Absolutely, dude. Big
3 in a row, 4 in a row. What is it?
4, baby.
4. Let's go. Riley, how do you feel about making your Horseshoe debut?
Oh, I love this place. Is great.
The
First time here, right?
By the way, let's get a rundown. What was the summary of the wings? I know we have the driver up, maple bourbon,
Lemon pepper,
and then the teriyaki. What was
sesame teriyaki, dude?
Sesame teriyaki. All unbelievable. Compliments to the chef.
Yeah.
If anybody wants some good wings, definitely come down.
Dude, I gotta say the maple bourbon is like candy, dude. Oh my god.
Well, no, I was saying I think that might be my favorite flavor.
So freaking good. The dry rub also is so good too. Love the dry rub.
Yeah. Do you have like at home, Riley, like a go-to wing spot like that's kind of notorious?
Not really. Not at home. Like, we're not known for our wings, so it's like we don't really have a spot. Like, honestly, we go to B-dubs. Like, that's kind of like
growing up. That was always it. All,
Yeah.
like, did you used to go to all like the discount wing nights like growing up?
Yeah. But in Mass, I have some spots I go to, but like that's not where I'm from. It's just like if I ever go up there, I know it's like Norton, Wendell's and Norton is one of the best wings, but not really at home. No.
Did you have any place growing up that you would always go or no? In the city, whether that's Staten Island or Manhattan.
Again, kind of tough. Like, growing up, it was a lot of B-dubs too, Hooters, even. But there's a local spot, that place I've talked about too on the show before, called the Manor House. On they have, and Michael's had their wings too. Manor House wings,
they're great.
Dude, so good. They are a dry rub as well, super tender, and they're like pack a nice punch, dude.
Now, when I say best place to get it and best flavor, what comes to mind for you? Like in terms of the best wing flavor and where you get it? 100%.
Wow, best wing flavor, dude. That's a really good question. Honestly, for flavor wise, maybe it's a recency bias too, but Fire Engine Pizza here.
Really?
Unequivocally. Dude, their buffalo wings, not only are they spicy, but they do taste delicious. Like
delicious.
Whatever the buffalo sauce they have there is phenomenal.
Yeah.
Wow.
Nothing like good wings, though. Obviously, Archie's has great wings.
Archie's have great wings. Flanker steak. Wow, what a throwback.
But a lot to go over here, fellas. We got some of the 425 games wrapping up. Nothing seems like it's going to go down to the wire. I mean, you got Cincy 31-17, so they're kneel down formation.
The Chiefs are blowing it.
The Chiefs are going to lose to Denver, which is crazy. Obviously,
Can't believe
Denver
that.
gave them
It was just crazy.
a couple of weeks ago, and it looks like
that's good.
And then the Ravens all over the Cardinals 31-15.
Wait,
now. And we did see the Seahawks escape over the Browns to go to, I believe, 5-2. And we'll do a full recap of the day. But before we do that, Michael,
catch us up on the comments.
Catch us up on the comments.
You got it, Brian. What's going on, DTV world? We got Matthew Ryan with 2 T's coming in hot already. I was waiting for him. He said bench Zach Wilson.
Oh my God!
We knew that was coming.
We have Kev saying,
very predictable.
Let's go. Do we have the let's go on here?
No.
Yes, we do.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, ready?
No.
Let's go!
What a sloppy game. We want the smoke. Tic Tac is needed. Rep the company, rep DTV, rep the Horseshoe, rep Sportsport. Keep it at $1, he says. Love it. Lonnie coming in here.
Let's go!
Good evening, gentlemen, he says. The Jets versus Giants was painful to watch. Giants had the game and unfortunately didn't win. Dread. Jets won the Inner City Bowl. Can they get to the real bowl is the question. Question mark. Lonnie says, hashtag rep the company, hashtag rep DTV. Matthew Gabriel comes in and says,
Let's go!
Wow, let's go, Matthew.
we have the Jets, baby. He says Zach Wilson is still hot garbage, scorching hot garbage from Josh the company. Hashtag rep the company, hashtag rep DTV, hashtag rep the sports port. Then we have Josh coming in hot again saying hashtag LFGR. Is that let's effing go Rangers?
Let's go Rangers. Big win in overtime in Vancouver last night.
Huge win for those Rangers.
I believe it was a Benajat too. With I think he had the game tying goal actually, maybe
First goal
of the season.
Believe he did.
Believe
Then we
he
have
did.
Riley finally made a horseshoe show. Yes, Lonnie says make sure they check his ID.
Ha ha ha.
Yeah, they can check it.
Whoa, that's pretty
Yeah.
aggressive.
Well, I'm just saying.
Danny V says,
Lonnie can come down here and
Bernie.
check it.
Yeah, Lonnie, you come check it, Lonnie.
"Yo, what up, fellas?"
What up,
Bernie?
Good
What's
to have you
going
in the
on,
building.
Bernie?
Pumped for tomorrow night. Let's go. Gonna be a
Yes.
dope time. Islanders, Red Wings.
Bernie.
Scud's already fired off by Barnes. Lonnie says,
When I was asking
Nathan.
you about like the place where you get the wings, and I said, is it in the city? Whether that's Staten Island or
Staten
Manhattan.
Island, best pizza.
You don't remember me saying that? That's what
Oh, I was
I'm
listening.
saying. It seemed like you were confused why he said Scuds.
Yeah, no, I was. I must have missed that.
It's
ridiculous.
Nothing like a Tony stare, honestly.
No, it's ridiculous. So then we got the NAR 8-hour sports show saying, "Yo, what's up?
What up?
Nathan, baby, what's up?
Good
What's
to have
going
you.
on?
Good to have you with us.
Derek Ho's Corner 2013." I just love that name
Hi
so
there.
much.
Is it
Who
for
is
first
that?
quarter?
Who
though?
is that?
it for first quarter, Mike?
I don't know. He has. I'm pretty sure he's a real person. He seems like he has a good subscriber rate.
Check them out.
But I'm
A little
just saying,
bit.
maybe prefer undercover, get the heat off of him a little bit, you know, because
Yes.
he knew I was ripping him to shreds.
He's here. He's somewhere in the.
Yeah.
He's somewhere in the.
He's
building,
here
dude.
now.
He's here. He could
Yeah.
be
He's
right
in
among
here.
us. We wouldn't even know what he looks like.
You're looking at him right
he
now.
could be in this bar.
Because
You, Michael. He's you.
No, here.
I'm looking at you.
No,
dude.
here. Look.
You
at the
mean
screen.
Riley?
Yeah, Riley.
I see you and Barnes in the
I
screen.
know,
the
they gotta
Niners lose their third straight
Oh.
game here to go to 5-3.
Kinda
Who saw
pathetic,
that
dude.
coming?
Usa.
We didn't get the Sam Darnold spot we were
That was
expecting. We'll talk about that in a second, but
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm honestly kind of surprised about that. To
I
be
know,
honest, I
I
feel
know.
like that should not have been allowed.
But, yeah, come on.
I know,
Bengals
'cause, I
have
mean-
also turned it around as well.
No, the Bengals have turned around for
yeah.
sure
Oh,
after a slow
Mr.
start.
Cuckoo.
But we knew that though. Burrow with the calf,
Yeah,
it's a lot of
he just needs to
preseason.
get healthier.
We knew he would, pick it up. But
And
I
he
mean,
was
yeah, that's
aggravated,
good.
Obviously.
dude, Brock Purdy. I mean, bad job, concussion protocol. I mean,
Yeah.
Friday he's not even hitting yet. Like, there's no
Not
way.
much of a game.
I understand it's very circumstantial for each player, but it's like, I mean, again, like I feel like we heard he wasn't hitting on Friday, and then all of a sudden Sunday he's starting now. It's like, what's,
Yeah,
like,
the
what's to do
legend.
with that, dude.
I know. We'll get into that.
We'll
What-
get
what-
into.
what
Let's
else we
finish the
got? What else we
comments.
got?
We got the NR Hour
NRA.
Sports Show saying where are you guys
What?
at?
Horseshoe Cafe.
there we go.
Southport, Connecticut. Come by.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you.
Best
Have some
restaurant in
wings.
Fairfield.
Have the bourbon wings. Let me tell you.
Jay Bird coming in
Fairfield.
here saying
Southport.
hi
Section of
there.
Fairfield.
Hi, Jay.
Jay, the Shades. He's pumped
Miss you,
about the
Jay.
Jets.
Come visit
The
right
voice,
now, Jay.
Message he sent earlier. He was pumped up. Right?
Yeah, he's in a voice message.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like,
the group.
what's going on? Is what he said.
It was
Wait,
a
really?
Quick blurbs. Quick blurbs.
Yeah.
You did one too, didn't you?
I did one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep going. Stop interrupting
Go
me.
ahead. Go ahead.
Keep up the great work, everyone. You too. Shout out to the company, the NRH hours. That was Jay. Yeah. And Jay Bird says, Josh B, when did you quit your job on the railroad? How's the shifts at the Hater Factory treating
Oh!
you?
Talk about Scott, huh?
Wow, Jay. Good for you. That was
Aggressive.
smart.
Hell yeah, Jay's
Aggressive.
turned to Leaf, bro. Let's
Yeah.
go.
Jay's evil now.
Let's go.
It's not like the rugby hazing days.
Danny B says, hold on, not the spring collection. He doesn't say that. You know what he says, though? He says,
Let's
Oh! UBS, dude.
UBS.
Lonnie in there.
what up?
Islanders.
Shout out to the NR Media. All righty, that's what Lonnie says, and here we are. You guys are back, and you guys can keep going.
All right, let's go, Michael, to the world of the National Football League.
Quick, gotta go.
Jefferson climbs the ladder. Oh my goodness! Justin Jefferson, the catch of his life.
Fires, intercepted.
picked off and a pick six. Minka Fitzpatrick, an absolute ball hawk.
Niners twist up front and get to Tagovailoa. Bosa again. Mahomes escaping on the move, stops, spins, flips it forward for the touchdown.
Stop it.
Aaron Jones. Oh, what a tackle. Quincy Williams with a pile driver.
All right. So we had a wet MetLife Stadium today, an overtime battle between the New York Jets and New York Giants. The Jets squeaking out a victory here, 13-10. Both teams with a lot of injuries. An injury in the middle of this game to Tyrod Taylor, a rib injury,
Kind of
forced
crazy.
the Giants to bring in third-string quarterback
that's
Tommy
good.
DeVito.
Tommy.
Played at Syracuse, played at Illinois.
Tommy.
With a tough spot to make his National Football League debut.
New Jersey native.
And obviously, because of that,
legend.
a heavy run game.
Renee doesn't
when
care.
you combine the conditions. But how did we get there? So let's take a look at that. Giants got the scoring going early first off of one of two fumbles by Zach Wilson. They get a 31-yard field goal from Gano. So that made it 3-0. And probably the highlight of this entire game, with about a minute to go in the first quarter, Breece Hall catching a 50-yard pass from Zach Wilson was one of those kind of drop-off passes. Breece did all the work there, making some shifty moves, and it was a big play for him because on the ground only had 12 carries for 17 yards, but that big play got the Jets their only touchdown. So that made it 7-3. That was the score we had going into the half. A lot of punts in this game. I believe 24 punts, if I'm not mistaken.
Insane. That is
it was like the most in a game since 2003.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Should have seen it coming, though.
The Jets punter had
New York
double-digit
team.
punts. I mean, I just don't remember ever seeing that.
Yeah.
Clearly,
I think
it's been a while.
The Jets were what, like 1 for 13 on third down?
They were 0 for their first 11 or 12
yeah.
on third down.
And you know who got their first down on third down? Third down conversion?
I forgot what the play was on.
Zach Wilson ran
That's
the ball
right, baby.
himself.
Ran it. Okay, I do remember that play.
No, you
Shove
don't.
it, Matt Ryan, too.
yeah.
But-
That's right, Matt Ryan.
Let's finish up, gentlemen. All right, so third quarter, the only scoring of the third quarter, Tommy DeVito, freshman in the game, from 6 yards out after the Giants had done a good job. I think DeVito only dropped back 4 or 5 times. It was just a heavy
7 times.
Saquon Barkley game here, and he does an option run here for 6
Very
yards.
impressive.
To give the Giants, a 10-7 lead. And then in the fourth quarter, there was a ton of penalties, a ton of Zach Wilson sacks.
Oh, yeah,
that
dude.
cost them some yardage. But fortunately, after a Graham Gano missed field goal, I believe, from 35 yards, the Jets get the ball back. Zach makes a couple throws. And as time in regulation expires, a Zerloin hitting from 35. I was nervous on that one just because of the conditions, just because of the Gano miss. You don't know what's going to happen. And then, of course, too, the Giants, they win the coin toss in overtime. But really, I think a atrocious job. And I understand you're playing with a third-string quarterback, but they don't really try anything deep down the field. I think the first 2 plays were dump-off passes to Saquon Barkley. And they don't convert. So they end up punting the ball back to the Jets, and they take the ball 6 plays, 46 yards to set up a Greg Zerloin game-winning field goal from 33 yards out. Jets win 13-10. We were talking about before the show, a field goal, the trajectory of this thing. I mean, it could have not, made it inside the uprights by any less. It was a complete shank left, but it slides through.
Unbelievable.
The Jets get a big win here and go to 4-3 with a Monday Night Football game, incoming against the Chargers. So a huge win for the Jets just because you have to win a game like this. The Giants have been a terrible football team all season. They were down to their third quarterback, but it wasn't easy. But at the end of the day, a win is a win. Obviously, some of the poor offensive performance has to be, pointed to that it was, from the weather conditions. But I do think in injuries, they lost 2 offensive linemen.
Oh, yeah.
To injuries in this one as well.
That showed a lot.
But at the same time, there were some mistakes. So it's just stuff you got to clean up. But it really keeps you alive for not only the playoffs, but for the division race. And just because we've seen some inconsistencies recently by all the teams in the AFC East, so you never know what can happen. But at the end of the day, they just pulled it out. And I'll go to you guys here. I mean, what was your thoughts about this win? Whether it's ugly or not, it was an important game for the Jets to win.
Yeah, I mean, you said it the best. It's games like these that you're going to look back on, at the end of the season when you're a wild card, when you're trying to push for the playoffs, and it's literally a win like this that is going to get you, into the postseason, really. Because you said it, the weather, a lot of different outside factors, injuries for sure. Crazy happenstances. I mean, this game really could have went either way. Not to mention it was a 3-point game, going into overtime too. I mean, it really could have went either way. But I mean, at the end of the day, the Jets win, which is massive. But I guess in terms of like the level of play, obviously, Zach Wilson threw for 240 yards, 17 of 36. Not great, only one touchdown, but
two fumbles,
which is tough. But again, the weather was just a huge factor. I think, people talked about obviously the rain coming and everything like that, but I think it was more of a factor than anyone really thought it would be. But he didn't throw any interceptions, didn't have any issues with that. I mean, obviously there wasn't really a lot of rushing yards. I feel like, Breece Hall, 12 carries for 17 yards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's kind of crazy. People, again, coming into this game, we're going to be a little rainy. Giants, Barkley, Jets, Hall. I mean, it's going to be a running game, but it kind of really wasn't necessarily that. I mean, Zach led the team in rushing yards with 25 yards, which is really crazy. Obviously, the Giants more so, hitting Barkley a lot more. But obviously crazy to see Tommy DeVito in there.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I agree with what you're saying as the Cardinals here try for a little, oh my God, a grubber, and it looks like the Cardinals recover here.
Did they get it?
Wow.
With a minute and 10 left in the fourth quarter, 21-31.
Did they signal Cardinals ball?
Yeah, dude, Cardinals ball right there, baby.
Recover the onside.
Harbor must be tight.
But still have no timeouts and need 10 points.
I mean, it's still going to be tough, dude. It seems very unlikely. But you know what?
Good to see an onside kick get recovered.
I know it's always that guy's an idiot. He just let it drop.
Nelson
You
Aguilar
never let it
knows
drop,
to have
dude.
bad hands.
He's
throughout his
scared.
career, has played on a lot of different teams.
But anyway, I think if I'm the Giants, I mean, I understand, maybe you want to give DeVito some shots downfield, but I feel like even with Taylor too, I mean, I think he only dropped back 7 times too. I mean, it seemed like that
negative 9 yards passing.
Negative 9. I know for his plan, their plan even with Taylor in didn't really seem like we're going to be passing heavy today.
Very nervous.
Very nervous. And that's something that, again, like when Zach Wilson was in there for Rodgers, that was an issue with the Jets coaching staff. They were nervous to call certain plays. They didn't have a play package for that quarterback, and that really suffers. That lack of coaching really hurts the team, and I think that's where the Giants faltered big because, again, like you saw in the big spot, yes, they did kind of shoot themselves in the foot with penalties and stuff like that. But the Giants, I mean, listen, when they, I know they botched that field goal towards the end there to make it.
But that's a chip shot.
I know, a chip shot.
I will say, though, the Jets
You win the
did a great
game.
job of, if you watch it back, they jumped over the center.
Yeah.
That was in his face. Like,
Yes,
they
there
actually
was
did
pressure.
a great job of getting pressure there.
But still, I mean, like even at that point, it was like, okay, like this makes the game more interesting.
Yeah.
It wasn't even like, oh, I got like the Jets are gonna win now.
Yeah.
It took Zach Wilson's final drive of 2 plays for fucking however many yards it was.
What a
It's
drive.
crazy. What a drive is right.
I mean,
unbelievable.
we can all agree did not play the best in the game. But I will say
finagle it.
the last drive, like that was magic. That was Zach magic.
It was Zach magic. I mean, they said it. Like, the radio announcer said this is like the best 2 plays of Zach Wilson we've ever seen.
reminded me of
Best has been in under a minute in his career.
Yeah. It reminded me of a Holmes-Kelsey.
It did, yeah.
The way that he one pass 40 yards, next pass field goal range, kick it.
How do you guys feel about him though? The entire game, the whole game. Like, what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it was
changes.
Yeah.
No, that's what I'm just asking.
I think sure, weather does factor into it.
Yes.
And I think I was talking to Riley about this before the show, but it's like there were just certain plays, like I think it was in the fourth quarter, where he's taking a 10-yard sack. Like you got to have awareness to feel the pressure, to throw that ball away. And then that missed throw to Breece Hall, that could have cost him the game. That was
really
such an easy throw.
You're totally right. He needs some more awareness. That sack was right after his third down conversion.
Right.
And like I'm in the car, I'm hyped up, and then he gets sacked for a loss of 10. Like, of course, dude.
Yeah.
But
Gotta throw the ball away.
well, I mean, I understand throw the ball away, but at the same time, dude, I mean, he needs some fucking protection. For Christ's sake,
Well, you're down
dude.
somebody offensive line.
I understand that, but it's like, dude, I feel like Thibodeau was just running around Mekhi Becton the entire game. Like Becton was. You're right, dude. You're freaking out.
No,
I can't hear anything. I was just trying to see.
The run goes that way. It may have been kicked out over there. Anyone?
I don't know.
No.
No, I mean it's all good. I was just trying to see if I can adjust it.
Try
Push it in, twist it.
Mine's been doing that.
These guys, dude. Anyway, anything? I forget what I was totally saying now. Oh, Mekhi Becton, dude. And I get like obviously been watching Becton a lot, because of the storylines coming into this season. The first few games, absolute dog shit. Looked like he was gassed most of the game. And the past couple of games against the Eagles, he played well. But it's just like, dude, what is going on with you? Like, I feel like you're just not. Like, you're not blocking anybody.
Yeah.
And again, like, I understand, like, Thibodeau is okay. He's getting better. But, I mean, he's nowhere near.
The Cardinals sneak that field goal in.
Wow.
So we'll see if Magic can strike one more time as they are down 7. And we'll go for another onside kick.
That was pretty crazy, dude. But, yeah, I don't know. I mean, again, how do you guys feel about Becton? You think it's like get him at the fuck out of there or what?
I mean, listen, he needs to play better. But at the same time, we don't have many options. Guys are dropping like flies.
True.
I think it was McGovern left the game with the injury, and then one other lineman. I forgot which.
I mean, you could probably lace it up, right, dude?
Yes.
We could get Barnes in.
You could lace it up, right? Let's go, dude.
I think you're better off without me, though.
Oh, I mean, you get the swag with the nice long sleeve here.
This is honestly probably the most comfortable shirt I've ever had.
It looks nice, dude.
Yeah, no, I want to pick up some more of these.
Also, I feel like during the Jets game too, they were cutting the Salah a ton, and he just looked like he was just so distraught and just like depressed.
Oh yeah, he seemed really
like there was one shot where I understand his rating, but like towel in the like this on the sideline.
Yeah.
With the towel on his face.
With the rain.
Yeah,
I think
so
this is one
funny,
of those
dude.
things that's obvious, but just watching this game, obviously everything as they go for the onside kick and the Ravens have it. So Ravens will win this game by 7. He redeems himself.
That's good, dude.
But I mentioned, next week, they have that Monday Night Football game against the Chargers. If you play anywhere close to the way you play today, whether or not, I don't care if it's a blizzard, you're going to lose by 3 touchdowns. It really was really sloppy. I know, putting together those drives at the end of the fourth quarter and overtime is important. So at the same time, you had to do that. You did. And we'll see what offensive linemen are active and who they go with. But you also have to run the ball better too. And obviously I think that really falls on the line. I mean, I don't think you could really blame Breece Hall. They just weren't giving him lanes to run the ball.
There was nothing. I mean, and I will say, like, you could also give the Giants defense some credit because they were just clogging up every gap that they were trying to make, dude. Yeah. They were getting like all day.
We say the Jets offensive line's awful, but they're still getting there too. Like, the Giants D-line played great. Thibodeau played great.
Yeah, he did.
What a New York team's playing each other. You get, what was it,
13-10.
Just what a
13-10.
Unbelievable.
What a shit show.
And then the fact too, combined between the both teams here, we had 24 punts.
Yeah,
I don't know if we'll ever see that again.
Big day for punters.
Only 4 third down conversions the whole game between both teams.
One thing I forgot to mention, we got about 9 minutes here. We're going to do trivia at 7:45.
Wow.
2 trivia questions.
Hope I get it right.
7:45. And what do you think, 8:30 or 8:45? 8:45. Okay, so 7:45, 8:45.
Nice.
And
60 minute disparity. Open your mic.
Call in. And of course, with the Jets win, we have a Jets-themed couple of trivia questions. So let's go. Right?
Oh, wow, dude. Let's go, dude.
So at the end of the day, you survive in advance. That's what you did here. And I think I just checked because I was mentioning to you how I'll be at the Jets game next Monday night. So I'm so pumped for that. First time in the suite at MetLife. That's gonna be dope. And
Rubbing
it's so
it
funny.
in. Yeah.
I never expected to go to any games this year, and this is already my second one, and it's like the season's halfway over. So that's awesome.
He loves it.
I love going
Yeah.
to games. No, because I feel like over the last couple of years, just generally speaking, no matter what games we're talking about, Tony, especially non-baseball, I haven't been to enough. I want to go to more games.
Yeah, I totally
I'd love
agree.
to go to the Rangers coming
me
up
too.
as well. So let's go, right?
Yeah, absolutely, dude. Let's go.
So we'll see what happens against the Chargers. I mean, we know they are an inconsistent football team. And our defense, I think, can shut anybody down, but it's just such a different animal you're going against. I mean, I really listen, I know my history with Zach Wilson seeming like what Jay's saying to Josh, that I'm negative
Hater club.
or a hater or whatever. But I just think this is just a completely different animal. You were fortunate to win this game, especially when the team is running the ball 52 times for 203 yards. I mean, I don't think really there was much focus on that. I mean, that's kind of getting gashed on the ground, especially when you knew they throw for -9 yards passing. You knew they were running the ball. So I want to see them do a better job, on run defense next week. Yeah.
Yes, no, absolutely, dude. I understand, Barkley is, top running back in the game here. So, but obviously, like you said, I mean, the Chargers aren't going to be a rollover team.
No, there's so much offensive talent.
So much more talent than the Giants had. But I don't know, man. I kind of hate. I don't know. I'm not going to look at this game and be like, oh, wow, like the Jets could play like this next week. I really don't think there's a chance that they do play like this next week.
Oh, they shouldn't. They shouldn't
really
at all.
shouldn't.
And you just hope, a clear day, I think.
On the road, right?
No.
Meadowlands. That's right. Yeah. I'm shocked.
But yeah, I would like to see too, a lot less incompletions. Like I said, I know the weather has something to do with it. The backup offensive lineman, but 19 incompletions, you can't have that next week. I would love to see 20 of 25, 230, 240, couple touchdowns, no turnovers. Those fumbles. Luckily, it didn't cost them the game, but your quarterback's fumbled the ball twice. I mean, usually you don't win that game.
No, I know you really wouldn't. But again, wet ball.
Right.
Wet
ball, dude.
So at the end of the day, I mean, I think the Jets are very fortunate at this point in the season, playing their backup quarterback. They're 4-3, right in the thick of things in the AFC. So we'll see what happens. And one other thing too, I'm just looking at kind of the total numbers here. 9 penalties for the Jets. Jermaine Johnson had that big unnecessary.
Yeah.
You got to be better with penalties.
Yeah, you really
those
do.
will kill you down the stretch.
Especially like unnecessary roughness, like that's just undisciplined.
And we listen.
Really
we know the flags are ridiculous, but at the same time, you're in the middle of the season here. You know what type of stuff is getting called and what type of stuff isn't. So you got to have more awareness in that, because that was a crucial situation. They could have lost that game with that.
Yeah, because that's stupid penalty. It's not you. Again, like you said, like these flags do fly. Like like there's no way you don't know. Like immediately you fucked up. Like you did. So like, what are you doing? Like
right.
Don't do that.
And you can't do that anymore in the NFL.
You can't.
You know what a flag is. You cannot. Do the on sport. You just can't.
I know.
Exactly. And as a fan, we love to complain like, how is that a flag? Bottom line is it is now.
Yeah.
So like you can't be doing it.
And one thing that I think is very positive for the Jets, because we know the passing game needs to get better. I think it's like they're 32nd in the
For
league.
sure.
But Garrett Wilson, when Zach Wilson first took over, it seemed like he was struggling to get him the ball. That hasn't been the case the last couple weeks. He had 7 receptions for 100 yards in this one. So obviously that's big. Coming off 8 receptions for 90 the week before.
Nice.
The only thing you'd like to see, and obviously sometimes touchdowns are random, but he hasn't scored since week 2. So I think that should be an emphasis next week, because when you get your best players the ball, if you're the Jets, it doesn't matter how you get them the ball, whether it's a Wilson screen, end around, same thing with Breece Hall. That's how the Jets are going to win football games. They need to get them involved on a consistent basis, and those are your go-to glue guys.
Yeah.
They're going to win games for you.
No, I totally agree.
So
Lonnie throwing shots.
Nice to get a win.
Is he really?
Michael, more comments? I think Lonnie's going.
Lonnie,
I mean, we're gonna go up a little bit here.
Nice, Mike.
Okay. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
cool with
dude. What are you, fucking Billy Joel at NMSG?
All right. Let's go up here. Okay.
Oh.
I think it was what up.
LMAO, we'll go to there. LMAO, none of that means Zach Wilson is the man of this team. Oh, he's the man, baby.
Yeah,
Michael, a
he
little
is,
quiet, I feel like, on Zach today, though. Usually you're a little more vocal.
I mean, Zach Quack, he did his job, but we need next game.
Next game, to button up, basically.
It was a team. This was the team was lucky we won. Everybody, special teams, defense, offense, we're lucky.
Yeah.
And you need those in a season. You said it.
Yeah. No, exactly. Those would make the difference in making the playoffs and missing the playoffs.
In the Super Bowl video, you know how they have they're going to be like, when we played the Giants. That game really changed everything.
Tommy DeVito was running in touchdowns.
Yeah. Oh my
So
gosh.
funny.
Lonnie, did y'all mention the news about Kirk?
Kirk Cousins.
No, we did not mention yet. That's
I
tough,
think they're going to reconfirm that, but it looks like he's out for the season.
Yeah.
After the Vikings win their third straight game, Packers look terrible, but a huge blow for the Vikings.
Yeah, dude. The Packers. Poor Jordan Love.
And then
dude.
Lonnie says a nice scud. I like this scud. So is Matt Ryan still begging for him now?
Imagine if we had given up a valuable draft pick. I'd have two guys turn their Achilles because that would have been because
I would have been so
No,
happy.
you would have done that. You would have done that though. You would have done that.
I said it depended on the draft pick, but obviously, hindsight's 2020, Tony. Of course, it's great that they didn't do it.
That's why you're not. That's why you're not the owner.
Jay
of
Bird
Jets, dude.
comes in hot.
Should
There
general
were
manager?
plumbers and electricians playing in the Jets game today with all these injuries. Wow, Jay's scudding
He's
everybody.
right. He's right. No, but he's just saying because they did have so many injuries.
They did. It was ridiculous.
Thomas
Yeah.
Morstead had an unbelievable
A lot of
game.
good punts from Morstead. A lot of hitters.
Zerline,
Yeah.
Jay
with
Bird
the game
adds.
on the line.
Lonnie
Mhm.
says, Tony with the baby scud. Lonnie adds, hi, Renee. Lonnie adds, wait, Riley, how about those PATS? Pats.
Wow.
Am I right,
dude.
Tony?
Lonnie,
Dude, he was
The
so upset
sweet
when you
life
said that
is
on
great.
Friday.
Was he?
Yeah,
Yeah. Well,
he was tight.
You gotta relax, bro. All right.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Interesting.
We played the Dolphins. We lost to the Dolphins. Anyone could have said that was gonna happen.
Right.
I would have said that was gonna happen.
Everyone did.
But I didn't say it was gonna happen because I'm a Pats fan. Obviously biased. I obviously took the Pats in every bet, wanted the Pats to win, just because the minute you bet against your favorite team, you lose your fandom. I truly believe that.
Really?
Yeah. If you bet against your favorite team, you're not a fan of that
Wait,
team.
it's hard not to get to that point sometimes, depending, like on a season
I
like
agree.
this.
I
especially.
agree. But the minute you
Like
do,
you physically
'cause
placed the
imagine
bet.
Imagine
you're
when
saying.
you were a child.
Yeah.
You didn't give a shit about like betting or any of that stuff.
You just want to
Obviously.
win every
You wanted to win
game.
Every game you
So
wanna win,
now,
yeah.
at my age,
Yeah.
for you to put money on not your favorite
Right.
team,
So
fandom
you
gone, in
want to
my
be a
opinion.
child?
I wish, yes.
No, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. Over the last couple of years, I've done that with
Yeah.
the Jets a couple times, and I would say moving forward, I don't
Yeah.
really want
I
to
would
do that.
never do that.
It's just not.
I would never.
You've bet against the Rangers before as well, right?
Not the
Last
Rangers,
season?
no.
Are you sure?
Definitely not.
It's the worst though, because I've done it too. It's like
You ever bet against the Yankees?
You're rooting for your favorite
can't
team.
do that.
So you've never bet against one of your teams?
Ever. Maybe like when I first started, like maybe I'll bet like a spread. But, like,
Yeah.
It's
even the
just-
spread.
So you're not a fan?
Yeah.
You know what it is? I think with the Jets,
He's reclaimed,
for
born
a
again.
bit,
Yeah, what?
It felt different because let's face it. I mean, a lot of the last couple of years have been embarrassing, especially for certain parts of the season. And speaking of the Jets, actually, this is a good TO here. We're going to recap a lot more games, but let's get to our first trivia question.
Oh, it's at 7:45 on the dot.
7:45 on the dot. Talk about awareness.
Awareness, dude. Punctuality.
So our first trivia question is, there are two Jet quarterbacks that share the single game franchise record with 6 touchdowns in one game. And so obviously we want you to name those two quarterbacks. Who are the two quarterbacks that have the record of six touchdowns in one game?
Get
for
out
the
of
New York
town,
Jets?
dude.
Seems like it's been a while since we've seen that, fellas, huh?
Oh my God,
It
dude.
might have been like when Vinny was
And
quarterback.
how about a little? No, but I will say for one of them, a little help here. But I was in attendance for one of the games.
Oh, so we're talking.
Well, it could be recent. It could be when I was a child. You
Yeah.
never know,
You know?
How many times has that happened across the league ever?
It's people have had 7. Peyton Manning actually opening
Peyton
night
Manning.
for football. They were hosting the Ravens, scheduling conflict, Tony, at M&T Stadium. So they hosted and literally just blew the doors down.
7.
I was at the bar at college. It was another touchdown.
That's
I
crazy,
think it's
dude.
the year he broke the record, actually. Julius Thomas, Wes
Yeah.
Welker, Demarius.
It
Thomas.
Is 7 the most by one quarterback in a game?
Yes.
It made it look like
A lot
that.
of guys have it.
A lot of guys have
Wyatt
it?
Tittle has that as well, former Giant quarterback.
Oh yeah.
Do you know
Wow.
the
yeah.
answer, Barnes?
Yes.
He has
Of course
to know
he
the
does.
answer.
Oh, well,
And to be honest, I did know, obviously, because I was at the game, I knew one of the quarterbacks, but I didn't realize the other quarterback had done it. So if you get call in, let us know your guess here.
Be the fifth caller.
If you had to guess, Michael, who are you guessing?
If I had to guess, I'm guessing I'm throwing in there.
Wait, first, before he guesses, if he is right, am I saying anything? Or
No.
Stoneface.
Poker face. I'm gonna go Fitz.
That's what I would say too.
Okay.
And I think I know that 100% because I feel like Brian was saying he was in attendance. I feel like I remember that happening.
When?
Years ago with Brian in attendance. I saw him on TV there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He was actually playing free safety that game.
Yes.
I'm gonna do
Fitz and
Chad.
Vinny? Chad Pennington? No way, dude.
I'm just gonna give him that.
That's crazy, dude.
He probably never did. But
There's no way. I feel like Chad would not have.
no, I know.
I'm gonna go Naismith.
Or you mean Namath? Namath.
He said Naismith like we're
Dr.
talking.
James
I'm thinking of
Naismith.
The founder of
Hall of Fame,
basketball. You don't know
Hall of Fame.
anything
Yeah.
about basketball.
Namath, Jonah.
Riley was a little
Wow. He did the over the shoulder look at you. Who the fuck said that, dude?
Joe Namath and Mark Sanchez.
I think I would go Namath and Fitz.
Namath and Fitz, Namath and Sanchez. We gotta get some calls, so we'll keep the phone lines open. Do we want to say
open.
we'll go
any of those
till
right?
8 to get a call?
15 minutes, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll
I mean,
go till 8.
I feel like also people at the bar can open that up for
Yes,
as
exactly.
well,
If
dude.
anybody's here,
Anyone at the
you
bar.
can name the 2 quarterbacks that have thrown 6 touchdown passes in a single game for the New York Jets. So we'll wait on that answer. While we're doing that, we're going to take a look at some of the other games here. Since we were kind of already talking about it, the Dolphins do pull away late from the Patriots, 31-17. Another 3-touchdown day for Tua Tagovailoa, 324 yards, only sacked twice, did have the 1 interception. And who else but Tyreek Hill, who is the first player in a very long time, or maybe even ever, to have over 1,000 yards through 8 games. He had another 100-yard game today, 8 receptions, 112 yards and a touchdown. He had an interesting celebration where he ran straight from the end zone to the bench, which was kind of funny. And then Jalen Waddle, the other star receiver there, 7 receptions, 121 yards and a score. They ran the ball for 78 yards, and Mostert did have a rushing touchdown. But they did have some trouble early in the first quarter, really. And then once that second quarter happened, they kind of seized control of the game. On the other side, Mac Jones, only 161 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, was sacked 3 times. And leading receiver here, Kendrick Bourne, 1 touchdown. And did he leave the game with an injury? I saw him down on the field.
He went down and he came back and he's good now.
Okay, he's good. He's good. But we'll go to our resident Patriot expert here. I mean, I know you were tuned in on this game, Riley. I mean, what did you see out there for both teams?
I'm just joking.
Matt played how he had a great week last week against the Bills, and then he comes in and I'm not saying he played bad. He made 1 bad decision on the interception. We're down by 1 score, chance to go in the end zone in the red zone, makes a bad decision. As a good quarterback, even if you make that 1 decision, it just pisses me off. It's like we had a chance to get back in that game. So Mac was okay, but made some bad plays. On defense, though, I don't understand losing to the Dolphins in the way that everyone thought we would lose to the Dolphins. Like deep ball to Tyreek, deep ball to Waddle. That should be number 1 rule. Like don't lose to the Dolphins by giving up deep balls to Tyreek. You give it off to Waddle. But very good Dolphins team. They sweep us this year. We go to 2-6. The rest of the year, I have no clue.
Let's get a draft pick.
Let's get a draft pick.
Can we?
We play shitty teams over the next 4 weeks, though. So it's weird.
And on the other side of things here with Miami,
On the other side.
6-2. How do you feel about
You
them?
just like
I mean,
saying
are
that.
they top of the AFC, kind of neck and neck with the Chiefs, who we saw lose to the Broncos? I mean, what do you think?
No, they're for real. I think they're a really good team.
Not much of a
We see the
game.
Chiefs lose today to the Broncos. Definitely a better offense than the Chiefs. Defense, we'll see, but those are the top 2
You know what's really surprised me? I mean, it seemed like it was the mistake of a lifetime for the Dolphins to draft Tua over Herbert. Now, after the last year and a half, I think we could argue he's better than Herbert, which is crazy. It's something I didn't see coming.
I would say they're neck and neck. Because I mean, you give Herbert to Tyreek Hill,
Exactly, and Mike McDaniel, obviously.
Mike
Yeah,
McDaniel.
get the hell out of here.
How does he still have a job, Staley? And
Oh my!
I don't understand.
You got to have Kellen Moore take that over. See if he can kind of.
In your opinion, like, what do they have? Like, if they make the playoffs this year again and don't do anything, is he
Chargers?
gone?
Oh,
Yes, he's
easily.
gone. But they've done it the last couple of years and he's not been gone.
Yeah, I know, but especially if it's embarrassing fashion or they miss the playoffs, he's got to be out the door.
Yes.
And I kind of think, like, let's say hypothetically they lose tonight to the Bears. I mean, I don't know if they're embarrassed. Maybe
Mid-season gone.
yeah, midseason. I
I
want
don't
to see
hate that. I
Kellen
don't hate
Moore
that at all.
be the head coach of that football team.
Yeah, great. Yeah. What's he? He's the OC there right now, right?
Yeah, he's the OC, obviously coming over from Dallas.
Young guy.
Tony, what do you
Young
think about?
guy.
I know
Young
my
guy.
favorite
Love
word,
young
but
guys.
Miami. I mean, are you pretty impressed with them at this point of the season?
Oh my God, are you kidding me? Yeah.
I mean, it's like, how do you stop that offense?
I mean, I don't like. Again, I just feel like the only way that you can stop them is just by them honestly making mistakes.
Right.
I don't think there really is a defense out there that can stop them.
Yeah, there
Am I
is.
wrong?
No, the Jets.
The Jets defense.
I
I
can't
mean,
wait for
I
that
don't know,
matchup,
man.
though.
I mean,
That
I
is
can't
gonna
wait
be-
to. That is gonna
You
be
haven't
great.
played them yet, right?
No,
No,
one.
have
Two
not.
matchups
That's so
so
weird though.
far.
Like, we
Um,
played them twice.
Yeah,
I know.
and then we have
But then
It's
we
called
played them
scheduling
like twice
differences.
in 3 weeks or twice
something
in
like
4
that.
weeks.
The Black Friday game first
Yeah,
ever.
dude. Yeah, which is pretty sick. But it's gonna be interesting seeing them like late in the season too, like when these games are gonna matter a lot for both teams.
For
Great
both
storylines,
teams.
a lot of juice.
A lot of juice.
We got the Mad Dog will be watching. I'm
Mad
sure.
Dog.
But like, even though we know Sauce and DJ Reader are very good corners, I mean, is there any way you could see them kind of like, I don't know, holding Hill to 50 yards? I mean, is that possible? It seems like nobody can guard him.
Throw a couple shekels
Yeah,
up there.
I mean,
Could be a nice payday.
I don't think what. Oh,
Yeah,
thank you,
this
thank you.
is
You
your
guys can
win.
have it. That's totally fine.
No,
You
that's
eat it.
lasagna for
No, Riley,
everybody.
you eat it.
No,
Dude.
I don't want that.
Lasagna for everybody.
Legend.
The question about here we go, dude. I think the only way that you really could stop Hill from
Such a
like
Schneister.
getting downfield would be just to pressure Tua, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I don't think any. I think it's going to start and stop with your defensive line. Garrett. Yeah, that's a real. That's a real. Turn it up. Oh, the boys back home are going to love that. Woo! Yeah,
Bro.
dude.
I did it on purpose. I ate
Oh,
I ate when
yeah.
Tony was talking because I didn't think I'd be on camera.
Oh, but
My
who's
fault.
back here, master producer?
My fault. I didn't look, but
It's all right, dude. Just don't get sauce in the microphone.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're off camera.
No,
now.
you're fine. You're fine. Yeah, get him off camera, Mike.
Let's get you.
Come on, man. But yeah, that's my opinion. There is no way to stop Hill. You have to figure out another way just to deter him from getting balls downfield because, I mean, nobody's faster than him.
Right.
So
Right. And isn't it crazy? It was only 2 or 3 years ago. And like I said, I know Hill makes a big difference. Obviously, Jalen Waddle is already a star.
right.
But just the fact that your guy, Ryan Fitzpatrick, was starting ahead of Tua. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I never saw him developing like this. I mean, obviously, coaching has something to do with it as well.
Why'd you call my guy?
I know.
You don't like Fitzpatrick. It was a joke.
I know. Okay, good.
I mean, that makes sense.
No, yeah, no, I totally agree. I mean, I
Okay,
don't think.
We'll
I
talk
just
boxing
say,
later.
to try and trade for him for the Jets would have been ridiculous.
Wait, mozzarella?
I mean, I have no doubt. I mean, again, like if he does well, it's good for him. But I mean, again, like looking at Tua, I think people really just like going into the season, like kind of wrote him off
Yeah,
because of the concussions.
exactly.
And I
He's
under-
just going to go down. That was
And
his
I
thought.
understand like concussions. I mean, there's a wall you hit. There's a threshold for the amount of concussions someone can suffer before there's some serious damage. So I mean, that's still lingering over to his head. But I think people, like I said, like they just kind of forgot how good he was, and if he stayed healthy, which is a big if. But obviously the guy has been staying healthy. He's been playing at the top of his career. Thank you, Renee. And there seems to be, the ceiling seems to be high still for him, dude. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I mean, he has probably how many passing yards does he have? Like
Oh my! I mean,
over
yeah.
2,000? Well over 2,000 probably by now, right? I feel like it was at like 1,600 on like game 4.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like every week it's at least 300.
Ridiculous.
And it's one of those
It's
things I always
McDaniels,
say,
dude. If we had McDaniels, you'd see my boy, Zach Attack Quack Quack, all over the screen. throwing
Stop it,
balls.
though.
Michael,
I don't
you've
know
been
about that
very
one.
tame recently.
Yeah, very tame.
And then we go there right now. Come on.
So wait, would you Mike, are you saying that you just don't want Salah anymore? Like at all?
I've never.
2,400 yards for Tua, by the way. But yeah, we need an offensive
That's crazy.
football coach. This
Bro,
is
it's been 40 years, bro.
Come on.
every team does.
Oh, yeah, but then we hired Adam Gase because Peyton Manning, Tony, Gave you a seal of approval.
He
We're
did
not playing
that.
patty cake.
On the Manning cast.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's
He did
not talk about that.
purpose.
Yeah,
No,
did.
he did that. No, something with Manning. Manning hated the Jets for some reason
Yeah.
and did that to us. I'm telling you.
Robert Saleh.
So,
Robert Saleh, baby. Yeah.
talking,
No, what happened to the Eagles and the Crows, Michael?
we were talking about Miami being one of the top teams in the AFC. How
was a
about
great speech.
Jacksonville? They win their 5th straight game
How
here.
about Jacksonville?
A decisive victory over the Steelers, 20-10. Kenny
Pickett.
Pickett leaving this game with an injury.
That's tough,
Looks
dude.
like it's a shoulder/rib injury. Mitch Trubisky off the bench. Horrible.
Renee.
15-27,
Pittsburgh.
138 yards, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. The Steelers defense did great. I think they won the turnover battle. Nothing on offense, nothing from Najee Harris or Jalen Warren. And on the other side of things, Trevor Lawrence, 24-32, 292, 1 touchdown, 1 pick, sacked 3 times. QBR is 70, which is great. And then Travis Etienne, 24 carries, 79 yards, also catching 3 receptions out of the backfield for 70 yards, including a 56-yard touchdown. And then how about Evan Ingram, the former Giant, 10 receptions, 88 yards. This Jacksonville
Kind of ridiculous.
team seems like they're for real. And to me, I don't know what you guys think. I think they can play with any team in the AFC.
I think they're a Super
Yeah,
Bowl
I think so
contender.
too. Yeah, no, I totally agree.
I will take that take right now. I think they're a Super Bowl contender. You go down that offense.
You're making that take.
Chris, I had that take. First of all, I already put the future on for the season started.
Wow.
So this team, Trevor Lawrence, in my opinion, is the real deal. He's a good quarterback. He could even become a great quarterback at the end of this year. We'll see how he plays the rest of this year. Travis Etienne, top 5 running back in the NFL, you could argue.
He's Le'Veon Bell 2.0.
Christian Kirk, wide receiver, and they have Calvin Ridley. Evan Ingram, I feel like he's revolutionized his career now.
He's
there.
like a hybrid wide receiver and tight end.
Hybrid.
He's been fantastic. Their offense is legit. Their defense, maybe some questions, but most takeaways in the NFL. They have the most takeaways in the NFL.
Josh Allen, 2 sacks today.
still on their defense. Like, this is coaching Doug Peterson, who has won a Super Bowl. I'm telling you, in the AFC, this is a Super Bowl contender. They can play with who can't they play with in the league? They can play with everyone in the league. I love this team. Big win for them today in bad conditions too. Like the Jets, Giants came back and they just had to run the ball a lot.
Very true.
So I like this team a lot.
What about you, Tony? You think they could beat anybody in the AFC? They have a chance anyway?
I mean, dude, certainly a chance. I mean, I feel like going down the list of the AFC, obviously, bigger contenders are going to be like the Dolphins. You mentioned the the Chiefs, obviously, the Bills too.
Give me the Jags over the Bills, though. They beat them in one game.
I would say give me the Jags or the
they're a more
Bills.
sound football team.
And again, I feel like with the way the Chiefs have been playing, I understand the Chiefs are 6-2
I believe.
now.
Yeah, they lost opening night.
So, which are same record for the Jags, obviously too. But I feel like I would have so much more confidence in the Jags.
Yeah.
With the way Mahomes has been a little up and down this season.
Right.
And like you said, I mean, I was always a big advocate for Evan Ingram ever since last season. Honestly, I just feel like him being on Jacksonville because I watched him when he was on the Giants, just did nothing.
He was the Julius Randle in terms of like the dislike.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely,
Same thing with
dude.
him on the Giants.
And he's just kind of like revitalizing his career over there in Jacksonville. So you love to see that. And again, like that team, it was just like I think the Jags. It was their time,
And they played Jacksonville this year. They beat them by 7 at home.
Chiefs?
So the Chiefs beat them by 7. Yeah.
But again, I feel like early on in the week two,
week
because I feel
two.
like Jags early on still almost started a little bit
1-2
slow.
start,
Yeah,
and
they
now
did.
won
Yeah.
5 in a
They
row.
did.
Yeah, so I mean, and I'm a huge fan of Trevor Lawrence.
Me
Love
too.
Trevor Lawrence.
Me
Playoffs
too.
last year, right? Wasn't that the AFC divisional game?
Yeah.
Yes, it was close down to the
Close
wire.
He's a professional for sure.
So we may see that matchup
I
again.
hope so.
We'll see. A quick timeout here. It is 8 o'clock. We didn't have any calls in, but I do have to give credit. We had a couple, guesses here on the
I looked up who it is.
you looked it up?
So I have to say, we
can't
do have a
believe it.
winner here. Yanni saying Broadway and Favre.
Yeah, Brett
So
Favre,
in that
Michael.
Brett Favre, me at the game.
I forgot
Anquan Bolden took a huge hit. I thought his career was over. Luckily, he was okay, but he had to be taken off on a stretcher in that game. And it was times when the Jets were riding high, and that was on the midst of an 8-3 start.
Oh, yeah.
Where they lost those last 5 games, Michael, and that was the end of Eric Mangini.
Forgot that
It
Brett
was.
Favre played for the Jets.
Yeah.
Completely forgot.
Well, I'm glad you remember.
He didn't really like it so much, I don't think.
So congratulations to Lonnie for getting that question right. And we will have trivia coming up in about 44 minutes.
Yankees win.
No, they don't.
Wrapping up
next, it's
the Steelers and Jags game. On the other side, we talk about stuff that's important, why Jacksonville's good. Coach, quarterback. Obviously, the Steelers have the coach and Mike Tomlin, but they don't have the quarterback. They thought things were bad with Pickett. Now you're down to Trubisky, or you could go to Mason Rudolph. You don't have a running game.
Rudolph.
How do the Steelers not waste a top 5 defense that they have? I don't see how they can score enough to win.
They're not going to be able to. Rib injury, right?
Yeah, rib, shoulder injury.
Dude, what? Is it me, or do I feel like a lot of teams don't have a great offensive line?
Yes.
And because of that, their quarterbacks are getting absolutely hammered, bro.
Practice time, bad techniques in college.
Yo, definitely. Who do you think has the best O-line in the league?
Dallas or Philly?
The
Eagles. Oh, Kelsey.
Yeah, Kelsey.
But he's leaving after the season, baby.
The push, the PP push.
He got denied today.
They did get denied,
on the push.
Yeah.
Mostly because it was a bad snap, but.
Oh, wow, by Kelsey, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
But, going.
Did they win or lose today?
They won. And I guess we'll go there. The Eagles 38-31.
Thank you, Michael.
Over the Commanders. So another close game. Last time these two teams played they went to overtime. This one doesn't go to overtime, but it's a one-possession game. And really, I would say Jalen Hurts, his best game of the season. We've seen him struggle with turnovers. No interceptions in this one, 29-38. So carving up the Commanders' defense, 4 touchdowns, QBR of 86.5, which is great. And finding his guy, A.J. Brown, 8 receptions for 130 yards,
That's your
2
guy.
touchdowns. And also Devonta Smith, 7 receptions, 99 yards in a score. DeAndre Swift had a rushing touchdown as well. The Eagles now 7-1. Only loss, of course, to the Jets. Do you feel, and we saw San Francisco lose their 3rd in a row today, is Philly once again the best team in the NFC?
I mean, yeah, it kind of seems like it, I guess, but I don't know. I don't. You mentioned the San Fran losing again. I mean, I really do. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's a good example this week because of Purdy's concussion.
Not being 100%.
Not being 100%.
No Debo.
And again, no Debo too. Yeah, they're suffering some injuries. So I think it's not the Eagles now going to be an outright winner if these two teams face each other. But I will say, I mean, the Eagles obviously being 7-1, being able to win these types of games. We knew going into this matchup that historically the Commanders do make it close to the Eagles. And obviously the Eagles knew that too, and they were able to kind of surpass that. I mean, we talked about it even, weeks ago, all season. I think we've been saying that the Commanders are a tough team to put away if you let them hang around.
They play tough
Right.
every
Sam Howell, I have to say, is good. He could play in this league.
Mm-hmm. But the Eagles did.
Where was he last year?
He was in Washington. This is his second year. He went to North Carolina, coached by Mac Brown. 4 touchdowns, 397 today, 1 interception.
I mean, as a Pats fan, I would die for Sam Howell.
Dare I say?
Absolutely.
Mac, the draft pick, the fans like him. Even Sam Howell, if he was throwing past the Patriots right now, would have me so much more.
5th round
up.
draft pick last year, too. So that's why drafting is important. So they have their guy there. I think the problem is they don't have their coach. I think Rivera has shown over time he's a mediocre coach. I don't see how he lasts till next season. New ownership group as well. I think it's a matter of time.
Him and Belichick it's like the league's trying to change into this offensive.
Exactly.
And him and Belichick are kind of sticking around.
Todd Bowles.
We just signed Belichick for
I did see that.
4
He's
years,
not going anywhere.
Which I remember I walked out of my house. I was going to the living room and it was on the TV. And I was so pissed off, dude.
Hopefully
so
for their
off.
sake that he stops being general manager. We'll see if he
that's
does
the other thing too. Yeah, it's like he's making all this. It's like, how can this guy do both? Bring in one smart guy. I don't know.
But just kind of wrapping up this game, I mean, A.J. Brown, it seems like every week he's having a big game. Same thing with Devonta Smith. It seems like if the Eagles, we know how good their offensive line is. If Hurts has time, he's going to find these guys. That's why I feel like I've always been high on the Niners, but I do think the Eagles are the top team in the NFC.
I can just the O-line changes thing there.
It does.
Kind of like what you just said. The amount of time that he has to throw the ball with those weapons, where Purdy has maybe you could argue better weapons when Debo's healthy. CMC, Brandon Ayuk still, but he doesn't have the same time that Jalen Hurts does. But I mean, if I can make a bet right now, you're going to lock in those two in the NFC Championship, and that game's going to be outstanding. I cannot wait.
100%.
It's one of those two teams, but I can see why the Eagles would be the favorite right now.
And that was the NFC and the championship game last year, right?
Yeah, that's when
Yeah.
they didn't have a
Purdy had
quarterback.
torn
They had no
ACL.
quarterback. They were trying to-
Yeah, dude. Oh, that's so tough.
They were trying to run the ball every
It's so crazy to think about, like, what if like Purdy didn't get hurt in that game?
I know.
Like, it would have
they
been
played, who was that
unbelievable.
guy they
Dude.
brought in to play after Purdy? He got hurt too.
Yeah.
He was like an XFL quarterback or something.
yeah.
He was like their third string.
Josh Johnson?
Was it Josh? I
I
think it was
think
Josh
former
Johnson.
Jet, Josh Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Jack Johnson.
And we were talking.
Jack Johnson.
no, I
No,
was
he's kidding.
Oh.
making
we
banana
were talking
pancakes.
about San Francisco and
Pretend like
speaking
it's the
of them,
weekend.
they lose 31-17 at the hands of the Bengals at home. Third straight loss. We know, injuries with Purdy, the missed field goals against the Browns. Obviously, there's been some contributing factors here, but obviously, anytime you lose 3 in a row, that's going to be concerning.
Very.
Very.
We talked about how we expected this to be a chance for Darnold to step in. He doesn't. You look at Purdy. 22 of 31, 365, but the 2 interceptions killed them as they lose, by 2 touchdowns. We'll see if anything comes out after the game. We saw him go down, hit his head a couple times.
Oh yeah, dude.
But is it as simple? Those numbers, other than the picks, are pretty solid. He did rush for 57 yards as well. Christian McCaffrey tying the record at 17 games with a touchdown. He had 2 touchdowns. But what's going on here with San Francisco? Is it just bad fortune, bad luck? Why are they losing these games?
Dude, I'm telling you right now, it's because of their injuries. I'm telling you right now, Brock Purdy, like 2 interceptions. Unlike him, he probably isn't. He's still concussed. He has to be concussed, dude. There's no way.
Oh, I don't understand rushing him back. First of all,
no point to that.
With your roster right now, you're already a Super Bowl contender.
Yeah.
And yes, I understand you want to beat the Bengals. Bengals are probably also Super Bowl contender. You think it's going to be a big game. You want to have your A team out there. Debo's hurt. I don't understand rushing. I just don't understand rushing him back to play this game.
There's no reason.
Yeah. After
Why?
When you have a guy who's made starts as your backup, it's not like he's a deer in the headlights.
It's Darnold that's played in Carolina. It's like Darnold could have started this game. Could have been the same exact score.
Yeah.
Same exact score.
Yeah, literally, it would have been the same exact score.
And then
What are they worried about in their division?
I don't know. They're fine.
Are they worried about the
I think the Seahawks are
Seahawks?
One today.
I know.
The Seahawks, I think, are I guess a half game ahead of them. Now,
Yeah.
because they've already had their bye. They're 5-2.
So it's like, but that's
after
who you're
beating
worried
the
about, like beating you out.
I mean, they haven't played head-to-head
Come on,
once yet.
dude.
I think offensive-wise, they're much better. But I can't wait to see that game because I think the Seahawks are a good team.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
They are a great team.
Yeah.
But
Tremendous story too. Love Pete Carroll.
also, the Niners defense has been talked about. Like, this is why they're such a good team because they have the offense, they have the defense. Defense did not play well today against the Bengals. But I also think the Bengals are bad. Like, this is a team that me and Barnes were talking about earlier. Like, they lost the first couple of games, and everyone was like, "What? They're not the same team. Not the same team."
Yeah.
Burrow finally is healthy. Everyone's healthy. Jamar Chase catching ball. This is the Bengals we all thought the Bengals were going to be. Like, they're back to the Bengals. So,
The Bengals.
How about Joe Burrow? 3 touchdowns, no picks, only 4 incompletions on 32 throws, 283 yards, getting his guys the ball. Chase, 10 catches, 100 yards in the score. And then also T. Higgins, 5 receptions, 69 yards, and Tyler Boyd catching one of the other 2 touchdowns. After a 1-3 start, they've won 3 in a row, now sit at 4-3. Kind of piggybacking off Riley just said, it seems like the Bengals are back and ready to be one of the top teams again in the AFC.
Yeah, I think so too. And you mentioned all the passing they had. Burrow also took the ball a few times himself, rushed for 43 yards. Joe Mixon was running well too. He even got caught a few passes out of the backfield as well.
Yeah.
So right there you have a triple threat offense on the ground, through the air. Your quarterback can rush as well. That's very hard to defend even for a good defense. So like you guys said, like we were saying before, I think Joe Burrow, another guy who was written off a little bit here. The Bengals were written off a little bit here because of the way they started their season. But I think people kind of forget, honestly, how good. Yeah, dude. Like, people just are so quick to forget what's happened in the near.
Games to find you.
Unbelievable, dude. And it really isn't like, I understand like football is a short season, but 17 weeks with all these different teams. It always remains competitive. There's always some close races for wild cards, for divisions. And we see it every year. Like, there's always a team that you don't expect to come out from wherever. But the Bengals are a team that should be a constant, and they will continue to be a constant for years to come because Joe Burrow's their quarterback.
Talented.
Yeah, a lot of offensive prowess.
Because we all agree that they're back.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of how back are you games? Bills next week.
Yeah.
Then they get the Ravens, then the Steelers, and then Jacksonville. So teams that we've talked about.
Exactly.
Jacksonville being a team that can compete for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Bills are a team that we've all said so up and down, but a good, very good team when they're right. And then Ravens, who have shown nothing but winning games so far this year.
Right. They aren't playing better. I think still we're looking for a little more, but you're winning. That means something.
No one's been talking about them at all.
Yeah,
It's like they've first of all
dominated the Lions. No one saw that coming.
and everyone talks about the Lions. Everyone was like the Lions. They smoked the Lions.
Yeah.
last
Smoked
time.
them. Rolled them up.
So those are 3 games coming for the Bengals where it's like, if you are what we thought you were at the beginning of the year, we'll see.
One game that me and you liked and it went the opposite way. The Rams get blown out in Dallas, 43-20. Stafford leaving the game with a thumb injury.
Not good.
Dak Prescott, 25 of 31, 304, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. CD Lamb, 12 receptions, 158 yards, 2 touchdowns. So really dominating this game. And then, getting a turnover and a sack of Matt Stafford as well. So there was a little concern going into this game with Dallas. How good are they? The injury to, Diggs, is that going to hurt them down the stretch? They were coming off their bye here, narrowly escaping the Chargers after getting blown out by the Niners. But now they have this sound victory. And I know, too, I think Dallas is expected to be the better team than the Rams anyway. But definitely a strong performance by the Dallas Cowboys. It's funny, though, and I know it's the easy thing to say. I think they're a really good football team. But I don't know. I just see them playoffs late in the year playing the Niners, playing the why am I blanking on this? The Eagles, right. Yeah, and the Eagles and not getting the job done. Is there any way possible you guys see them being able to take down one of those teams in the playoffs?
Again, I could see it happening because, I don't know. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys do have this type of, ability to go off on any game and score 40 points.
CD Lamb's unbelievable.
Yeah, they really do. They have a lot of –
Pollard's pretty good.
Even Brandon Cooks. Pretty
Yes.
solid, too.
Right.
I know, we're big fans of Tony Pollard here. And Dak really is, a good quarterback, honestly. Needless to say, he can lead his team, down the field, 2-minute drill. He can put together a good rush, exactly. Inconsistencies is the turnovers. So, again, the Cowboys at any given moment does have the ability to score these amount of points, but we don't see it very often. But I will say right now, what are they, 5-2? They don't think they've lost at home yet this season. They've put themselves in a position to be able to win a game at home or potentially on the road during the playoffs against a good team. Would I bet against them if they do face the Eagles? Probably, yeah. But there's still that little chance that they can score 43 points and win a game, 37-35 or something like that. Yeah, exactly. They could keep it tight and competitive against, the better teams within the division, within their conference, even if, they made it to the Super Bowl. They can make it competitive.
Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. 5-2 is pretty good, of course.
Yeah.
Speaking of 5-2, Seattle also 5-2. We mentioned 24-20 over Cleveland. A tough opponent just from their defense. We know about Myles Garrett. It seems like they're always creating turnovers, getting after the quarterback. They did a good job of protecting Geno Smith. Only sacked once. Did have the 2 interceptions. Threw for 254 and 2 touchdowns. Welcome DK Metcalf back in the lineup. 5 catches, 67 yards. Lockett had 8 for 81 in the score. They narrowly escape here, though. Obviously, the Browns playing their second-string quarterback with Deshaun Watson out. Kenneth Walker also, able to rebound off that injury. 8 carries for 66 yards. What do you think about Seattle? We know their receivers are good. Geno, the last year and a half has been pretty good. Obviously, this one he throws the interceptions. Are they a pretty good football team, or do you feel they're more middle of the pack than a contender like the teams that we just spoke of?
It's tough, dude. Again, if I were, let's say, to compare them to how the Cowboys would contend, against the Eagles, against the Niners, even against, maybe a team like the Lions or a healthy Vikings team, something like that. I would put the Seahawks underneath the Cowboys, honestly. I would put the Cowboys ahead of them. But I don't know, man. I think where the Seattle Seahawks really strive, where the Cowboys wouldn't, honestly, is the coaching. I love Pete Carroll. That guy's been coaching for like 65 years. Like, it's unbelievable how long he's been a coach, whether in college, whatever. I mean, for the Jets back in the day.
USC,
dude. Yeah, really unbelievable. His career is lengthy, and because of that, I think Geno Smith is looking like a top tier quarterback.
Right.
Because of Pete Carroll, because of the great coaching.
It depends what Geno does. Like, Geno is maybe that differentiates those two teams.
Yeah.
Like, because if you think about their wide receiver core, JSN, the rookie they drafted, very talented. Haven't gotten the ball maybe as much, but still has the talent.
You know he's going to be big time.
Lockett is a stud. Like, he is just
DK
so
Metcalf
reliable.
is a specimen as well.
And then in the backfield, you have
you have Noah Fant too.
Who's in the backfield?
Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet.
And Charbonnet, yeah. And then you're on defense now, and where I think this difference in the Cowboys is, we saw the injury with Trayvon Diggs this year. They have Tariq Woolen. Tariq Woolen is one of the best cornerbacks in the game. They have a good defense.
Witherspoon is an animal.
Insane.
This is laying the wood.
I think this team's for real. Like, I really do think this is maybe in the NFC how difficult it is. There's definitely teams that are better than them. Eagles, Niners better than them. You could argue though with Cowboys though, they are closer than what maybe the media public thinks, in my opinion.
Right, exactly. So definitely a strong start to the season for them.
Love it.
A team that's not off to a good start is the Green Bay Packers, 2-5 after a 24-10 victory by the Minnesota Vikings, but obviously a little bittersweet. Kirk Cousins tearing his Achilles late in the game. Jaron Hall, the rookie, forced into action. Minnesota, after a 1-3 start, has won their last 3 games. 4-4, but now, an inexperienced rookie quarterback, or, Riley was suggesting possibly, bringing in a veteran like Carson Wentz. You're 4-4, you're live for the playoffs. You really would hate to, have your season slip away because you don't have a competent quarterback. Hall, the rookie from BYU, it doesn't appear he's ready. I mean, we'll see what happens. Very limited action here, but just not a guy you expect to win games. Obviously, Jefferson's out. He'll return.
Yeah.
You have TJ Hawkinson and then Jordan Addison, who caught a touchdown pass in this game. So what do you guys think here with the Vikings? I mean, at 4-4, do you think that they're going to end up bringing somebody else in?
I don't know. That is kind of tough, dude. Again, like their division, I mean, obviously, the Packers are in it, the Bears are in it, the Lions are in it, right? Like, that's probably your biggest competitor is the Lions for sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I know what are the Lions like? Are they win 5 games so far? Were they 5-2? 5-2, let's say. You're a few games away from them, which is kind of tough with the Cousins injury and everything like that. I don't know much about this Jaron Hall guy.
Rookie from BYU.
Yeah, rookie from BYU. Yeah. BYU historically having a quarterback from BYU. Exactly. That's Zach Wilson.
Hall of Famer.
I just feel like, there's only one room in the NFL for a great quarterback from BYU. And obviously it's not going to be, Jaron Hall, right, Mike? 100%, dude. So I say they do go out and get somebody.
Get Wentz.
Honestly, you kind of have
Carson
to.
Wentz.
This is not like a Jet situation where you can rely on other things, other aspects of your team.
Right, the defense.
Well, it's also you could also argue that, like, in the Jets situation, having Wilson, compared to whoever this guy is, like, way better. This guy stinks. Whoever this guy,
does he stink?
Well, obviously we don't know that yet.
Right.
This guy, this team is trying to go to the playoffs and win playoff games.
And Hall's not going to do it.
You're going to stay with this guy next week too, especially in that division. They play the Lions. I don't think they played the Lions once so far this year.
They haven't really.
So I think they still have to play them twice.
Let's double check here. They have not played the Lions yet. They play the Falcons next week. They don't play the Lions until December 24th.
Yeah, and they play him again
season matchup
January 7th.
And then they play him. They play him twice in 3 weeks, and it's at the end of the season. Obviously,
they got the Chargers still.
Unless Kirk Cousins is hanging out with Aaron Rodgers, he's probably not coming back this season. Aaron Rodgers is not coming back this season.
You don't think so?
No, I do not think so.
I don't think so, but I'll tell you what, man, those videos get me.
Yeah,
I mean, it's nice.
You can't rule it out, but Tony, obviously,
I am ruling it out.
Okay, but I'm just saying, if
I'll
I
rule
had
it
to
out.
say. I'm going to say no, but it just seems like he's going to try. But
so you are ruling it out.
I guess it's like, if I had to give a percentage, I would say 5 to 10.
You saw the video today.
I'm not expecting it. I'm saying it's a Hail Mary.
Yeah, it is a Hail Mary.
It's, what's his name? Oh, my God, from the other night with the Hail Mary pass. Chris Godwin on Thursday Night
Chris
Football.
Godwin.
It's Chris Godwin
Oh,
bringing
my
that pass
God,
in.
dude.
That's what it is.
I just think it'd be so stupid, even if they do make the playoffs. Like, why would you risk putting Rodgers out there to get hurt again?
Right, and then end his career.
And then and that's it. His career's over, dude. And again, I keep bringing up Michael Soroka on the Braves, dude. 21 years old, tore his Achilles, came back, tore it again, and what the fuck?
Well,
dude?
I think the obvious thought here is if somehow we can say it's somewhat safe for him to play, the thought is, okay, you have Zach Wilson, maybe you win a game in the playoffs, but you don't feel like you can win a Super Bowl. But if you have Aaron Rodgers, you feel like you can. I think that's the difference.
Oh yeah, of course. But I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, if Wilson gets you there,
He has to get you there first.
yeah,
There's no way. The only way Rodgers plays is if they have a legitimate. First of all, he has to be 100% healthy.
100%.
100%.
You don't play him at 90 or he's at
1,000%.
100% healthy.
1,000,000%.
And then the Jets have to be in a situation where it's a win in your urine situation, like you have to win games
Against the Patriots, that's when you bring him back.
Yeah. Bring him back against the
Yeah,
Patriots. Yeah.
And the streak, Mike.
No,
Yes.
you don't bring it. No, let Zach do it, dude.
I don't know if he
Cameron-
has a chance.
Zach can't be the Patriots.
Cameron Dicker here, kicking off here for the Chargers as we are getting ready for the start of the game.
Sunday Night Football.
Sunday Night Football.
Chris
Carrie
Collinsworth,
Underwood, Chris Collinsworth, Mike Tirico. By the way, I've heard
Oh, wait.
phenomenal
Let's go to the
things about Mike
comments.
Tirico. I've
Yeah,
heard
go
great
to the
things.
comments.
Mike Tirico is Syracuse alumni. Great.
Syracuse?
Yeah, went to
That was a Tony right there.
he went to Newhouse. Newhouse is the best communication school in the country.
Really? Next
Yeah.
to Sacred Heart.
No, blow sick out of the water.
What? You wish.
Michael,
dude.
go to the comments.
Go to the comments,
I'll be
Michael.
Back and look at the
20
alumni.
seconds.
Oh, that's why I want to go to the comments.
Oh, wow,
Look at the
because he doesn't
alumni.
want to be a part of it anymore.
How many times do you think
Um,
Brian shakes it?
All righty. We're going to go to the comments.
Over under 3.
Let's go.
Ronnie.
Renee Viviano says that. I remember Barnes telling me he was at that game. The Broadway Joe was definitely a strong guess. Jay Bird pretending it's the weekend.
Yeah, I like that.
What?
Yeah, I like that.
What do you mean?
That's not- I
He's
didn't
pretending
sound
it's
at
the
all like
weekend?
that.
What? Anyway, Lonnie says that's what Jay says. Jay says he's
Pretending
he's
it's the-
pretending
what does that mean?
weekend.
Like right now?
Technically, it's still the weekend?
It's Sunday.
No, technically it's not.
No, technically Sunday is part of the weekend,
They
buddy.
are worried about not having to play
What
that
a
first
catch
week of the
there,
playoffs and the
DJ
Cowboys and
Moore.
Lions. Who is that
Flex,
talking?
Flex.
Early and often.
They're worried about not having to play the first game of the playoffs and the Cowboys and Lions.
Lonnie adding, this is going to be a long show, huh?
Penalty
We
on
got
this
much to cover.
player.
NBA,
We'll see if
NHL,
it's against,
MLB after
the
NFL. It's going to be ASS. Oops, Lonnie says. This is when Rodgers saves the Vikings. Saves the Vikings and asks to be traded. Steve Brzezinski.
Yeah, we're saying yes.
Big Steve, shout out.
Yeah, send him to the
The chef.
Vikings.
Oh, Steve, the chef,
Yes.
dude. Yes.
What up,
Shout
Steve?
out,
Good to have
Chef.
The pork
Um,
roll.
The
Lonnie
pork
adds,
roll.
oh God, the reach is in. What's up, Big Stepper? And then Lonnie
I'm ahead
adds,
of you
if the
guys.
Chargers don't blow out the Bears, Daly might definitely need to go.
Yeah. We
We'll see.
talked about that. Lonnie also texted me. I'll summarize it, but he was calling me out. You guys got your baseball hats on. I don't. And he was saying that and basically he was saying I should be ashamed of myself. Gotta have
Wow.
my hat.
Wait, I wish you did work.
Yeah.
That would have been sick. I
been
didn't get
sick.
the
That would have
memo.
been cool. Yeah.
I mean, riding at the memo, we just know.
Yeah, I actually don't really have
Yeah.
a good Yankee hat. I gotta go.
It's like the jersey with the name on the back
just-
all over again.
My
dude.
merch game, honestly, has always
Yeah.
been lacking.
These
I'll
are
admit it.
cheaper than
I'll
what I
admit it.
thought.
Yeah, oh
'Cause
yeah.
I always buy my and always like, oh, it's gonna be
Yeah.
like $60. They're like
30-something
bucks,
Dude,
35.
next time Trumbull area, let's go to the mall, go to Lids. I'll get I'll get a new hat.
Wait.
Yeah.
Know where I went the other day in the Trumbull Mall? Never been before. There's a sports store in there. I don't know.
Champs?
No, it's like the sports memorabilia store.
Yeah. No, I know of it.
Insane.
It is. There's
they
so
have
much
so
shit,
much
dude.
stuff in there. I
Yeah,
got
yeah.
a mug.
Oh, no
Like,
kidding.
you know the ones that have like the fake
Yeah.
like ice in it? Like,
Yeah,
on the side?
yeah.
I got one of those.
That's where we got
Yeah.
the lanyard and the
That
hat for
place is
Matt.
nuts.
We've been in there multiple
That
times.
place is sick.
Which place?
It's
I
a
don't know
sports
the
store in
name
the
of it.
mall.
Okay.
It's sports.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was called I thought it was Champs, honestly.
No,
I could
it's
be wrong.
it's.
No.
I know what he's talking about.
But we got Matt his Bulls winner hat
Yeah.
there. I'm pretty sure
Hats.
we got Mike the
They have
Devils winner
everything.
hat
They have
there.
everything.
Dude, they have
Signed
everything.
shit.
Yeah, they're
No,
dope.
no,
They're
that place is
and
dope.
honestly, the guy who works there too, the owner of the store, is an
Yeah.
old guy,
Big.
and he like you walk in there like, hey man, like what do you need? Let me help you. Like
Yeah.
it's a great
No,
great
great
experience, dude.
No free ads, but great spot.
Fellow sports
And a
people.
big
Wow.
sack. It looks like Joey Bosa with the sack there of Bajet.
Bosa again.
I would think this takes them out of field goal range, and we should be seeing a punt
I didn't
by the
touch
Bears.
this game.
So we'll see what happens. I was just going to mention quickly on this Packers-Vikings game. Packers 2-5, looking lifeless on offense. Some questions about Jordan Love. 17 incompletions in this one. I'm growing concerned when I go to Lambeau against the Chiefs. Even though the Chiefs have struggled, the Packers might lose by 40.
You going to Lambeau?
I told you about that already.
Wait, what?
I definitely told you. This is one of those where I did tell you. 100%.
This is one of those.
December
where I told
3rd,
you.
Sunday Night Football. Another sweet, actually. I know it seems like I'm like trying to rub it in. I'm just telling you, Tony. So before you say that, because I know your face says everything on this.
The bottomless string.
Who you going
He's
with?
pissed. Oh,
finger food.
Tommy, actually. You know who calls sometimes?
Oh,
So I'm pumped about that. Is this a running into the kicker?
I will say though.
oh my! Oh, ew! Whoa, dude!
No, I guess
it's
not.
gotta be.
Kind of gross.
Jordan
penalty
Love.
declined.
Jordan Love got everyone excited after that
Yeah, I don't know, man.
last minute drive against the Saints, but I mean he's looked bad.
He's kind of
Yeah.
trash, dude. Very underwhelming.
But why can't they
Very.
run the ball? Aaron Jones, 7 carries, 29. I mean, I guess they didn't really try to run the ball.
low-key.
I don't know. What was his injury early on in the season?
Hamstring. Remember, he pulled up
Yeah,
lame.
he's out.
And, yeah.
Jones, yeah. Do you think maybe he's not 100%?
Well, he definitely hasn't been. They hasn't been getting the ball as much. But I say,
Figure it out.
commit to your running
Well, he
game
wouldn't
commit.
and hope that your
100%.
defense steps
Yeah.
up because it's not good right now in Green Bay. What was surprising to me, you have Tennessee, Will Levis playing the majority of snaps
was
at quarterback.
great. Hammered
How
it.
about DeAndre Hopkins?
How
There was
about
some
him?
thought about some trade rumors. How about 4 receptions? Or was it 4 or 8 receptions?
Big
4
difference there.
receptions, 128
Yeah.
yards, 3 touchdowns. So all 3 touchdowns from Levis, who, with his first action of his NFL career, 19 to 29, 4 touchdowns, 238 yards. Derrick Henry, who has been subject to trade rumors, maybe not now. I heard the interest wasn't what they quite hoped. Plus, with this win, you're 3-4, 101 yards on the ground.
101.
And Atlanta, Ritter was checked for a concussion, cleared to go back in. They don't go with him. They stay with Taylor Heineke, losing this one by 5, 12 of 21, 175 in a score. Bijan Robinson also with a rushing touchdown.
Bijan.
I think
he back?
Heineke isn't great, but I think he's a better option than Ritter for Atlanta, who's 4-4, obviously hoping to make the most of this season. So I wouldn't be surprised if Heineke's the quarterback going forward. But on the other side of things here, looks like Tannehill's out for a while. Who's to say that maybe Levis, the rookie from Kentucky, maybe he changes the complexity of this team?
Also, for that team, I don't see why you wouldn't.
Right.
Like, we see what Tannehill's done so far. First of all, notice I'm not giving the ball to DeAndre.
He was
Hopkins. Their
awful
biggest-
last year.
They're not good last year. The team's young. I don't know why you keep. If this kid threw 4, I think you just stick with him.
Yeah.
You stick with him. You got to show faith in your first round pick. What's the other guy they have to leave?
Oh, yeah, they do. Malik Willis, he, I think, had a fumble. He might have even started the game. They just pulled him and
How
Levis.
dumb though? How dumb was that pick?
Yeah.
though?
He's
So dumb.
so bad.
What was that? A
He is
second
so-
round pick?
Yeah.
Or a first
Yeah.
round?
I think it was a second round pick.
On him, and then I mean, your team's in trouble when you pick a quarterback, and then your next draft you pick a quarterback.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah,
Like,
dead giveaway.
like imagine they wasted that, not wasted. Like imagine they used that pick on like a skilled position.
Right.
Now they have
Yeah.
Will
Yeah.
Levis with a guy that's skilled.
Mhm.
It's like I don't know. Will Levis looked great today.
I mean,
Great.
Jason Henry over 100. We know how good DeAndre Hopkins has been over the last several years.
Give him the ball.
Tennessee maybe having a chance, Tony, to jump back in this, or you still think it's not going to be enough?
Tennessee
here?
Tony.
No, I am not Tennessee Tony. I don't know, man. I just don't think they're going to be
good enough.
good enough.
500 team.
I didn't get anything about their division. I mean,
Jags,
Jaguars.
Colts.
Stop it.
they're
Gardner
not bad.
Minshew lost.
He got hurt today a little bit. I
Yeah.
saw.
Lost the game though.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a shame though, because Hopkins seems like he's still really good. I don't know why there wasn't more interest in him in the offseason. And like even trading for him now, it doesn't seem like. I mean, I would take him in a second on the Jets.
What was his deal? Oh my God, Herbert with the middle finger here.
Yeah, he's battled that all year.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah.
Whatchamacallit? Was Hopkins? Did he have a steroid thing? Right?
Yes,
Yeah,
PEDs,
yeah.
but that was last year.
It was
That
like,
was last year. Yeah.
It wasn't. Was it steroids?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it
steroids.
was
Like,
definitely
and he said it
steroids,
was, like,
dude.
found in his like
Yeah, and that's always the excuse.
Yeah. Oh
Didn't
my God.
know.
Dog ate my
I
homework.
will say though, in his situation, like for football and his body type, I don't think he was taking steroids.
Yeah.
You're taking an illegal
Maybe
substance.
HGH to recover from
HGH,
injury. That's probably what
dude,
it
yeah.
was. How about the Panthers? Bryce Young's first win of his career. Now 1-6 after a
What a
last-second field goal over the Houston Texans, 15-13. Young looked pretty good in this one, 22 of 31,
Pretty good.
235, a touchdown pass to Tommy Tremble.
Ooh.
And the Panthers won this game despite not really getting anything going on the ground. 24 carries for 44 yards, only 1.8 yards per carry. But Eddie Pinheiro, the game winner here, Frank Reich, obviously his first win as Carolina head coach. And, Texans did come into this game with some momentum, but did not pass the ball well. Stroud only 140 yards. I guess it's obviously good for Carolina, get the monkey off their back. And who knows? I think there was a lot of negativity surrounding Bryce Young.
Yeah.
A game like this shows why he was drafted number 1 overall.
I know it's tough with that team to be like they're 0-6, like looking at players that everyone's talking about Bryce Young. Adam Thielen has
Had an unbelievable
unbelievable year that's gone so under the radar. And I think it's something about having a young quarterback and having a veteran wide receiver that he trusts. He's always he's looking for him every single play.
It's the comfort level
every
there.
play. Fantasy wise, he's been the biggest steal of the year. Like you
no
could've-
one saw it
You
coming.
could have
He's been
taken him in
cooked
like
for a
the
while.
5th, 6th round.
Yeah.
And he's been
100%.
putting up 20 a game, which is insane. But non-fantasy wise, dude, just the way he's played so far this year, slept on you. Yeah, Thielen slept on
Dude,
you.
he's averaging 10 yards a reception.
been
Like it's
fantastic.
kind of ridiculous.
Yeah,
And also a lot of pressure on Bryce Young.
Yeah.
Maybe too much pressure. I thought
Eckler with a big
he's been
run
okay.
here.
Like he hasn't been like
Love
Chargers
Austin Eckler.
approaching this
a bomb.
Yeah, no, 100%.
He played well today.
We'll see if this changes things for them. What was surprising for me, how about the Saints putting up 38 points? All year we've been talking about they have a great defense, great skill players, but Derek Carr can't distribute the ball. 310 through the air today, 2 touchdowns. Taysom Hill had 2 rushing touchdowns, and their leading receiver, Rashid Shaheed, 3 receptions for 153 yards and a score. Also, Alvin Kamara did catch a passing touchdown as well. Gardner Minshew, banged up in this one, 23 of 41, 213, 2 touchdowns. Jonathan Taylor, a season-high 95 yards on the ground, including a 42-yard run for the Colts as they move to 3-5, obviously without Richardson for the end of the year. Saints go to 4-4, maybe alive in the NFC South here.
I guess alive is a good word for it.
All the teams are mediocre. Atlanta, I think, is 4-4 as well.
Yeah,
And then the
Bucks
are
underwhelming.
Atlanta,
Yeah.
Did they win today?
Atlanta lost to the
So
Titans.
yeah,
Yeah.
4-4.
Yeah.
4-4.
They're 4-4. Yeah, but I don't know. I guess you're right. They're alive in their division, but I feel like with Shaheed, right? What he had it was only 3 catches,
Yes,
right? It was just 3 big catches.
He's a stud though.
Yes, he's
He is
fast.
a stud.
He's turned
But I
Michael
mean,
Thomas into wide receiver.
Are we going to start
Yeah.
relying on him for just everyday catches? Because again, it seems like he only had 3 receptions for.
Well, but you
yards.
also have Chris Olave, and then Michael
Right.
Thomas
Olave
did
is
have 4 for
great.
68.
Yeah.
So while he
Yeah,
might
yeah.
not be the old Michael Thomas, he's still a capable receiver.
Right. And again, to what I forget who we were talking about before, but having Alvin Kamara is just like
Yeah, Alvin Kamara too. Yeah.
Yeah, Alvin
it's just
Kamara.
so nice to have him as a threat for running the ball. And
And
again,
receiving,
he
too.
also can receive out of the backfield too.
Yeah.
Like having that triple threat of an offense, it really does keep any defense on their toes. And the Colts, they're not a bad team. They're really not. They have talent to score 38 points on anybody in the NFL. I feel like is always indicative of a good offense. And Derek Carr, I feel like surprisingly here had no interceptions. Right.
Exactly.
That's great for Carr. 3 for 310 yards, as you mentioned. I don't know, man. I just feel like we can't rely on Carr to not make any
no.
mistakes. He's
he will.
gonna be turning the ball over. He's gonna be.
is, but we think about the division here for a second.
No, they're
Eckler,
wow.
Eckler.
Let's go, Eckler.
Touchdown.
Put the arms up. Yeah, baby. Chargers.
But I just
big.
think,
That is
maybe
huge.
Heineke steps it up for Atlanta. Tampa has not looked good.
No, they
Saints
haven't,
are winning
dude.
this division with
I
Derek
know.
Carr. And it's like we say, what about Carr, quarterback? What about having Desmond Ritter or Taylor Heineke?
I
They
know.
have the best quarterback in the division.
But still,
As sad as it is.
They're going to go nowhere in the playoffs, though.
Right. But I'm saying for them,
The Saints.
they're gonna try to win this division, and I think they will.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
Yeah,
That division is
right.
Trash bags. Yeah.
So we'll have to see what'll happen the rest of the way there. How about Baltimore? A little trouble with Arizona early. A late onside kick recovered by Arizona, who scored 17 points in the fourth quarter. Obviously, the onside kick helped here, but they go to 6-2. A week after that big win against the Lions here, Lamar not a great game, 157, 1 touchdown, and only ran for 17 yards on the ground, but got the job done. Forced some turnovers, 2 sacks and Dobbs, 2 interceptions. They are 6-2. With the best record in that division, despite Lamar with some uneven performances at times. What do you guys think about Baltimore? I know it almost got away from them late, but they have won a lot of games recently.
We kind of said it earlier. I mean, this is a team that kind of came in sneaky good. Came into the year, everyone was like, "Yo, they have Lamar," but we know all the good teams in the league. No one really talked about them. They go and they blow out the Lions. What I think comes down for them is their running game. The running game is not really talked about that much. They really
Dobbins
is like they don't really have anyone. So if they can run the ball consistently, which is going to be tough because they don't have a guy really back there. So if they can run the ball, and also they need Zay Flowers, who their rookie first round pick, needs to be a guy for them. Odell has been nothing for them so far this year. They signed him; he's been absolutely nothing. They lose. What's the wide receiver? They lost wide receivers, right? Oh wait, no, it's Dobbins.
No, Dobbins, the running back.
Yeah. So Lamar's Lamar. Lamar's going to be great. We know that their defense is going to be just in that system. Their defense has always been good. That defense. I think they're a good team. Have we seen them play the top tier team leagues yet? No, we haven't seen that yet. But I think they're a good team. I think they're a playoff team that can beat teams in the playoff. And Lamar.
But what about Lamar though? Close playoff game, 2-minute drill. Any concern there?
But that's his step he needs to take. We've been saying it for that's the step he needs to take. And if he doesn't take that step, then he's going to be the same person he's always been.
And I would say too, Baltimore, despite some inconsistencies with Lamar, they're well coached. Yeah. They're buttoned up. Good special teams. Even though Tucker missed one today, we know how good he is. And then John Harbaugh. I know since that Super Bowl, maybe it hasn't been as good of a performance as they would have hoped. But at the same time, they're consistent. So I think they are a tough out in the playoffs.
I do think so. And I think the emergence of Gus Edwards, second week in a row, making a big impact, repping Staten Island out there. Pretty fucking sweet, dude. Repping
I knew there was some
SI,
type of angle there, Tony. I was like, why are you riled about Gus Edwards?
Because he's from Staten Island.
Where do you go? Where do you go to school?
Exactly.
Tottenville High School.
What's the Catholic school in Staten Island? We used to play them all the time.
Which one? Monsignor Farrell, St. Joseph's by the Sea.
Farrell,
baby. Yes, dude. That's where I went.
Did you go there?
Yeah, I went there.
You went there?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Them every
Dude,
year.
you're my enemy.
Really?
Yeah.
How about
That's mad
Austin
funny, dude.
Eckler? Last 2 years,
Dude, would be dope, dude. The Lions Den, dude.
11 more touchdowns
Step into the
than
Lions
anybody
Den.
else in the league.
What,
Austin
Brian?
Eckler,
What?
11 more
Like, I'm talking about
touchdowns.
Staten Island right
Yeah.
now.
You went to Monsignor Farrell?
In all seriousness, I don't think anybody's looking for Staten Island. Down here about high school starting. No one even knows what you're talking about. Farrell.
Yeah, Massick.
I don't talk about Massick.
Yes, you do.
Because that's my coach who sucked. Other than that, shout out Coach G. All right, so
Monsignor Farrell, baby.
worst coach
Monsignor Farrell,
that there
baby.
ever is.
Did you see the video I sent you with Salah shouting at Monsignor Farrell, by the way?
Yeah,
I did see that.
sick.
I did see that.
Thank you very much.
They kind of stink at sports, though.
Farrell?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Thorne?
We went down the hill a little
They
bit.
used to come to Rhode Island. They used to come into the Metro Zone.
Yeah, dude. I don't know.
Metro
Dude, they lost. Honestly, like the football team, new coach, young guy, didn't care as much. It wasn't good, dude.
That's that side.
But the bowling team did very well, won every year.
Well, because of you?
Yeah.
Did you bowl for
Are you
them?
fucking kidding me? Of course I did.
You're a good bowler.
Advanced All-Star, yeah, dude. Yeah.
I can bowl a little bit.
Yeah, no, we're obviously overdue for the bowling.
Next rainy day.
Next rainy day.
Do you put the spin on it?
I do
Of
put hook on the
course he
ball,
puts
yes.
the spin on it.
Yeah. You look like a guy that puts a spin
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Yeah, I do, dude.
Is
right,
there
have a
any
good time.
spin you could put on the Broncos beating the Chiefs here 24-9? Russ only 114 yards, but 3 touchdowns.
God,
Kansas City
dude.
struggled in that Thursday night game a couple weeks ago. They
That
lose
Rashawn-
this game. I mean, what do you guys think about this? I mean, why the struggles against Denver? Vic Fangio, I know veteran defensive mind, but they gave up 70 points to the Dolphins earlier.
dude.
How did the Chiefs score 9?
I don't know,
Two
man.
interceptions from Mahomes. So, I mean, what's going on there?
The altitude?
Maybe.
You always make fun of me for that. I'm just
Yeah, because I think the Chiefs are like, I don't know. They don't have a great home. Not the Chiefs. The Broncos don't have a great home record.
2-3 now.
So yeah, so they were 1-3 coming into this game. You know, obviously didn't play a big. But again, I mean, I think the Chiefs just I don't know, dude. I mean, maybe it was that. I mean, Mahomes 2 interceptions, obviously unlike him. But I also do think people underestimate the Broncos. Well, not the Broncos so much as they underestimate Wilson. Honestly, I feel like he's a quarterback who's having a sneaky good year, but he just
Numbers
doesn't
are there.
like
The numbers are there, but the team is awful.
Exactly, the team is awful. So people just
But-
overlook the Broncos, but clearly, like Wilson has the ability to score. He can still scramble really well. I mean, his biggest problem is probably that he's holding the ball too much, but he doesn't have receivers open down the field. He's looking
he
for
was
that.
sacked
Dude.
6 times today.
Yeah, that's his biggest issue.
Turn it over. I mean,
Yeah.
He finally got into play a little bit today. Had a touchdown today.
Mhm.
Good to see that out of him. I mean, he has weapons. You know that team. Sutton, Judy has good weapons.
just has to get him the ball.
Yeah.
Defense to the defense awful. That's why they've been losing games. But
Oh my God, the bobble and the catch, baby!
Flag
No
on the
catch,
play.
no catch.
7-0
Flag on the
Chargers here,
play.
6-0.
I mean,
take-
what a horrific! Like, how do you not catch that ball? Is it in your hands? Bayesian?
Bayesian. The quarterback. Who's the quarterback? What's his
Yeah,
last
Tyson
name?
Bagent.
Bagent.
Shepherd University.
Bayesian.
Yeah,
Yeah, went to
Bayesian.
Shepherd University. He had an E60 on him. I watched like a year ago.
No shit.
Really?
It was an E60 about like the best quarterback in like I forget where he's from.
That's him.
Yeah, he had a bunch of. He's like no one offered him. He went to Shepherd and like became like the best D2 quarterback. And ESPN made a documentary about him.
Good for him, dude.
And then he's now in the NFL playing.
Yeah, here we go.
I know I'm putting you guys on the spot here, but to kind of wrap up this football conversation, obviously we'll keep everyone posted on the Bears and Chargers game in progress. Right now, as far as you guys are concerned, who's the best team in the NFL?
The best team in the NFL. I mean, I hate to go record-wise because obviously it would be the Eagles, and that's just too clean cut. Who is the best? I know we were just talking about offensive line too, and the Eagles. I don't know, man. I still want to say the Niners.
Yeah,
A
despite 3 in
healthy,
a row.
a healthy Niners team.
Yeah.
And I think in the playoffs, I think Purdy absolutely rises to the occasion.
What about you, Riley?
I love the Niners. I love the Dolphins,
Yeah.
but we've also seen
The Jets.
the Eagles
Oh,
beat the Dolphins.
yes, we
Best
have.
O-line.
Yeah.
Great weapons.
Yeah, the Eagles.
We've just seen, I don't know how many more excuses can we make saying that they're not the best team.
Right.
They are.
Yeah.
It's the bottom line.
I mean, I think the only way you beat the Eagles if they turn it over. They did that earlier in the year. Were able to skate by. But yeah, I like them over the Dolphins. Even though the Dolphins are very good, but
Very good
cold
offense.
weather playoff game, I just
I
wonder
agree.
if that offense gets shut
Me
down.
too.
So I would agree with you with Philadelphia. Obviously, about half a season to go here, so a lot yet to be determined.
A lot.
But Michael, let's get you in the mix here. Let's go. Or actually, first, tell us how the Jets are the best team in the National Football League. First.
You got it.
Let's go to the world of the National Hockey League.
That's going to get me involved.
Speed, here he comes. McDavid shoots, top shelf, he scores! Captain with the overtime winner! That's the middle, quick hit, Cameron. It's a world-class hit right here. Tomsky stepping, rink wide, made the full split save.
Are you kidding me? Turn, side of the net, between the legs, and they score! Filthy! David Pasternak,
The silver trophy to the Golden Knights.
I feel like we're due for it, no?
I think we're due for
Yeah, I
this.
think you are due for one.
Renee, could you help us out? Beer refill?
Thank you,
Riley,
Renee.
you want one
Thank
too?
you.
Yeah.
Of course he does.
What does that
Please.
mean?
Let's get Michael.
I'm
in the
Riley.
mix.
Let's fucking go, dude. It's not a slight, Riley.
Steve says, thanks, guys. It was nice meeting you, except for Tony that day. Wish it was better weather, though. What
Great,
happened?
great. No, the rating at the tailgate.
Yeah, what did he say? But why did he?
Wait, Steve said
Oh,
that?
why do you
Yeah.
like Tony?
Yeah.
Well, honestly, we apologize for Tony, but it was great meeting with you, Steve. And we can't wait to see you again
What the
soon.
fuck,
He's kidding, Tony.
Tony, I
He's
so
not in there. He's
I
not in
know,
there.
it wouldn't have been- I interviewed
Oh
him.
my God. Everybody loves Tony.
Oh my god.
That's a new show. Like
Everybody
everybody
loves Tony.
Yeah.
Riley loves it.
You could be
Riley's
the brother, the jealous brother, dude.
Yeah,
I can't. The big goof.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I don't know why you love Raymond so much. Big Stepper taught me how to make a pork roll sandwich, Lonnie said.
Wow.
Barnes, that's awesome. You're gonna have a great time at Lambeau. Be sure to check out the whole stadium. And the surroundings are beautiful.
Can't wait.
Lonnie also says Tennessee
dope.
Tony, I'm dying.
Wow, dude.
Lonnie also adding changing name in the phone now. Tennessee Tony.
That one's
Oh
gonna
my
stick.
goodness.
Yes.
You ever been to
Wow.
Nashville?
No.
I think I can
Never
see you
been.
getting hammered in Nashville.
Definitely.
I think I want to spring break in Nashville.
Really?
Lonnie says, I'm not going to lie, as I'm watching
I'm
this
there.
and the game and I hear Tony talk, I look at the screen and wonder, does he have a top lip under that mustache?
Wow, dude.
Then Josh says, the bowling.
The bowling,
Let's
dude.
go bowling.
Let's fucking
go.
go,
I
Josh.
wanna
It's
go now.
annoying
I
though
want you, Josh.
how much better you guys are than me though.
No,
I have to
no,
say.
and
Josh
me
with all
too.
these
Right.
300
Just
games.
like-
Michael has beaten me as well.
Just like NHL, I don't want to play NHL anymore.
I
It's
know.
just sport on.
Barnes is
I mean,
so
I would
funny.
say I'm better at bowling than
Tony.
NHL.
You are.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Maybe NHL. I mean,
The brother and
Tyson
everybody loves
Bajent,
Raymond,
Tony, okay?
Lonnie.
We gotta play some sports.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's go, dude. I'm always down for that.
Due for gaming corner soon.
Yeah, Gaming Corner,
it
Madden.
wouldn't
Haven't
even-
done new Madden yet.
We'd have to stop
Oh,
the
we do
stream.
play
because
Madden.
It'd be like Sue's just winning too much.
Stop, dude. No way.
I'm telling you, NHL. I destroyed.
I'll destroy you.
I'm actually super pumped. I want
Put
to
the
play
line
you
at
NHL.
-3.5.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
I don't think you're gonna say who you're talking to right now, dude.
You don't know what
I'm a career player. We played all throughout college,
Oh, I played in-
defeating people.
I was D1 in Hut.
What?
Like went to like regionals
Really? Regionals for Rhode Island?
for a Hut. No. Like
What is
my-
Hut? What is that?
You know what?
The ultimate team.
You know what? Speaking
Never
of
heard of
hockey,
that.
you know what we messed up? Not having the Heritage Classic on. Right now,
Oh,
3-2, 8:14 left in the second. Maybe we can get that on. It's on TBS. But the Oilers
right
are
here.
leading 3-2. So obviously, really needing a win here. 1-5.
I mean, I could be. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure Renee has a TV remote over there that works for that TV right there.
TBS.
TBS, but make sure you point it at that TV over there
And do what?
because that works for multiple TVs in
I
the bar.
think it's, what is it? Is it 39 is TBS?
39 sounds about right. Not working.
And by the way, the scoring in this game.
Dude, Yawson, I'll catch it.
Kadri and Greer
Yawson.
for Calgary, and then Bouchot, Zach Hyman, and Brett Kulak. Thank you, Renee. But, you know, we talked about how Edmonton, you know, especially without Connor McDavid.
Thank you.
Without Connor McDavid.
Fucking
you know,
good hands.
struggling
Nice
here,
Gardner
but
Minshew
he's
over
only
there,
missed
dude.
a
It's a good
game or
toss.
two. Oh, he is
Oh.
back for this one. Actually, did have an assist.
Gardner Minshew?
No, Connor
Gardner
McDavid.
Minshew's horrible.
But we know what we want to talk about. How about that overtime win last night in Vancouver? The Rangers hanging on. Strong play of Shesterkin in overtime with those saves. 4-3. You know, you got Mika scoring his first goal of the season. And the Rangers winning. Thank you, Renee. Their fourth straight game here to go to 6-2. I believe they'll be back on the ice tomorrow, Tony, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct. Against Winnipeg.
Winnipeg.
Yes.
Okay, so the Canada
Revenge game
trip
for
continues here.
Blake Wheeler.
But you did say, didn't you say they were? Was it 4-0 or 5-0 on the road trip?
I said 4-1 on the 5-game road trip.
Okay. And then what's the last game? I know I keep forgetting.
were they?
No, this is the last game of the road trip against Winnipeg. And then they're back home against the
right.
Hurricanes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Two big games.
Two huge games.
But you know, Miller, the game winner in overtime here. A huge goal, and really
DeAndre.
what you like to see out of the Rangers. I mean, obviously, you know, it's Joshua Palmer. Looks like he has some type of injury. We'll keep you posted there. But I was a little concerned, you know, after the loss to the Blue Jackets. You know, that didn't feel like the right effort here. And then who was the other loss again? I feel like
Wasn't it not a great team?
it was the Predators. Yeah, 4-1 to the Predators.
Yes.
Other than that, though, they've taken care of business in every other game.
Dude.
But what have you seen, Tony, that is the big difference in the Rangers, you know, under Peter Laviolette this year? 6-2.
It's been the offense, honestly, dude. The ability to score has been just so much. It's not that it's been abundant, but it's just been coming from different points on the ice. I think his switching up of the lines is great. Seeing Kako paired up with Panarin, I think is great, dude. Even Lafreniere and Hito are still doing well together. And obviously Blake Wheeler and Trocheck. The line combos are really good from Laviolette's standpoint. Not to mention, like I said, like just it seems like that he's told anyone on the team, hey, if you have an opportunity to shoot, just shoot the puck and get it on net. And then at that point, he has people crashing towards the net to either clip a rebound or whatever, because we've been seeing that. We've been seeing, Fox down low in front of the net, getting a defenseman down low incorporated into the play, and an offensive defenseman like Fox. I mean, you get him down low, close to a goaltender with the puck. I mean, odds are he's going to score. Gustafson from the blue line has been just taking slappers. Trouba too, the both of them. I mean, it seems like he's telling them, hey, man, you see a shooting lane, just take it. And then, Panarin or Zibanejad will like finish up the rest, or Kreider off of a rebound. And those are the opportunities that you just did not see last season. And then on top of that, outside of Laviolette, I mean, Shesterkin has just been on his fucking head, I feel like, the past few games in this road trip. He's been making some crazy saves. Not only is he making crazy saves, but he's just his ability to move the puck after saves is incredibly impressive. It gives the Rangers a great opportunity to transition quickly from defense to offense. I mean, and then when there are moments where he needs to control the puck, he covers it, he gets the whistle, there's a line change, and then Trocheck comes in with the faceoff. Love to see that.
You want to hear something ridiculous?
What do you
Stats
got,
last night. He
Oh,
was trying to
God.
tell me, and obviously he was, as always, several in. And he's trying to tell me that Quick's going to take over for Shesterkin. Shesterkin's not that good. I was like, okay. I mean, your face, Tony, that's the type of face
Stop
I
it, dude.
had. It was ridiculous.
But that's not even like.
Yeah, it's
serious.
ridiculous.
That's
He's
not
one of the
even
best
serious.
goalies in the league, obviously.
Also, I will say, as a goalie, one of the biggest slept-on thing, playing the puck.
Are you a goalie?
Dude, it really is.
I was, all state, not a big deal. But
He said, get the fuck out of my way, Michael.
Asking him clearly.
No, but you said
it's a
sarcastically.
sensitive topic.
You said, oh, yeah, are you really?
Boys,
2 year All-State, not a big
quick
deal.
timeout. My apologies here. I'm 8 minutes late now. Second trivia question.
Dropping
I'm
the
curious
ball.
If you guys are gonna get this one, I
Oh,
think
still Jets themed?
Yes.
Okay.
It might be a little easier here, but our trivia question.
we got half of the first one.
We did.
Who is the only head coach to take the Jets to the playoffs more than twice? So obviously,
More than
3
twice.
or more times. Who is the only head coach that was able to take the Jets to the playoffs at least 3 times?
Was it Rex?
Well, remember, we're giving, let's see, 8:53, so
Rex Ryan.
we're going to say 9-10.
Twice, right? Yeah.
We'll give our
At least
answer.
twice.
It's 3 times.
answer quick though.
It's
Yeah.
3 times, though, not
I know,
twice.
but we're saying like Rex Ryan, we know for a fact did it twice.
Did it twice, so
Playoffs.
Michael, any thoughts here? Any guess? I'm not going to say anything, but only Jet coach to take the Jets to the playoffs at least 3 times. Do you have an idea?
who was before Rex?
It was Adam Gase. Oh no, not
No.
before Rex. Ty Bowles. No, or he was
no,
after.
He was after Rex.
It was your boy.
It's got to be Rex.
No, it
I
was
think
your
it's
boy before
Mancini.
Rex Mangini, yeah.
Mancini, it was
Mangini.
yes.
And then before that was
I don't know who was before that.
Herm,
Yes.
Herb. And then before that was
Derm.
Pete
Carroll.
Carroll at one point.
yeah, late 90s maybe?
Carroll.
Late 90s? Mid 90s? For like
And
2 years.
Bill Parcells.
Bill
Bill Parcells. Oh, but no, I don't think I would still go Rex Ryan.
I know.
That's your guess?
I'm gonna go Rex.
Rex? Michael, what's your guess?
Oh, I mean, yeah, I guess I did because we know for a fact.
That he did twice. Like I
Yeah.
know for a fact that he won twice.
But
Yeah.
the question
We
is
don't know
twice,
3
though, so
times.
it's not
I
so-
know.
Do we know that it was 3 times?
No,
But I don't know any other coach that's gone twice.
Let's go, baby.
Honestly, and not to call out our
Bill
viewers
Parcells,
here,
maybe?
but call in to answer this question. No one called in last time. We did have a couple comments.
Yes.
But make the call.
Not to
Anybody
call
here,
out.
though,
Yeah.
too?
Take some time out of your day.
Yeah, take some time out of your
I'm going
day.
to go
I
with
feel like Jeff's got to know this
Bill.
one.
Bill Parcells. Anybody else have a
Jeff,
guess?
am I- Jeff?
Anybody
Jeff?
who-
Let's go.
Jeff?
You say Bill Parcells?
I don't think so.
is it Herm?
It could be Herm.
Herm
Is
did
it?
298,
Is
90.
Herm still the coach of?
Lonnie
I'm gonna
said
do
it
Herm.
was Bill, I think, and we'll let you know. 9-10.
No,
Final
no,
15
don't.
minutes.
Lonnie, Get a call in, bro.
But you should have called.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking Lonnie. What did you say to you before that you were
He
like
was
that
talking a
tight?
lot of shit to me.
Yeah, the PATS
Yeah,
chant,
PATS.
dude. Oh,
I did it on, that got
P.
him mad on Friday when I did that.
Friday, yo, he texted me. He was like, "Yo, what the fuck, Riley?
yeah.
With the
Bro,
ball?"
that's not fair when Lonnie commented a couple
Yeah,
days ago.
yeah,
Let's not,
so
let's not
funny.
forget about that.
But back to the hockey. So obviously a strong
honestly, dude.
start to the season for the Rangers here. Obviously the game tomorrow in Winnipeg to try to
Big game,
close
dude.
out a 5-0 road trip, Tony. So
Yes.
that would be something. After his strong play in Edmonton, and I believe in his other appearance this season, any chance that's a quick spot? Last game of a road trip. What do you think there?
Honestly, it could be. When you think about it, Quick came in early on in this road trip, and they used him twice on the road trip, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I can see it maybe getting a third time to try and get Shesterkin fresh. Seattle and Edmonton is the two teams that he played against. Obviously pitching the shutout against Edmonton, doing well against Seattle as well. Obviously it's great for Quick, great for the Rangers to know that he's able to come off of the bench like that. But I can see them maybe playing tonight. I honestly, like, now that I'm thinking more about it, probably not.
And the Chargers with their second touchdown here,
making it 14-0.
14-0. Fehoko with the touchdown, the tight end that I've never heard of. Continue on, though.
But I would say,
With my mom.
I would say, oh, that's nice, dude.
Yeah, she wanted to know what I was doing.
That's great, dude.
Did you tell her?
Yeah,
he is.
Did you say All-State?
All-State goaltender.
I'm sure he knows that.
Mom, can you call
big
in?
deal.
Mom, please call in and tell these people I was All-State, Mom.
Yo, tell
No,
her.
we don't need.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Yeah.
We don't need that.
Mom, tell them how many times I
Two
beat
sports,
you with
not a big deal.
Chell.
Two sports, not a big deal. Sorry.
Anyway,
We digress.
dude. Two sports, not a big deal, dude.
What was the other sport?
Baseball. Shortstop.
Second base.
Why did you play at Shoe?
Because I just wasn't good enough. To
Rather be drinking on the
play
weekends.
D1. I had a couple D3.
This is a club team. There's no excuse for that.
So
I had like 4 D3 offers. I just didn't play.
actually,
Really? 4 D3 offers? Good for
wow.
you, dude.
just
You couldn't
taking
walk
a-
on a D1 team?
Too small.
Oh,
Just,
stop.
just taking a look at this though.
Altuve.
They play tomorrow, but
Yeah,
then they're
exactly.
off till Thursday, where they're home to
Could've gotten
Carolina.
yoked.
Maybe
Yeah.
because of the extended rest, maybe they don't go to Quick.
That's what I was about to
That way.
say. No
Yeah.
Quick. Shesterkin, keep him in there.
Yeah.
Keep him well oiled.
It's good to have a guy like Quick, though. I'd say what though. Like
yeah,
just
I
dude.
think that's the
Having
best
a
backup. that
yeah.
they've had
and
in a
also
while.
I don't want
Honestly,
to wish
dude.
this upon
No,
anyone.
Georgiev. Stop
I don't want to
it.
wish
I
this
feel like
upon.
he didn't
Shesterkin.
reach the level he's at now.
Stop
Where
it.
you're
But
saying
an injury to Shesterkin, like I love Shesterkin.
Yeah.
But an injury now to have a guy like Quick who's won
It's
Stanley
huge.
Cups, to
Better
have
than Halak.
a
Yeah.
backbone like that, it's huge.
Mhm.
And even like on that back-to-back on a Saturday night when you need
Yeah.
a win and you can't play him on a back-to-back and you
Yeah.
can play Quick and he plays well, like having a guy like Quick is huge.
Dude,
Love
shutting out the Oilers. Like, I understand
That's
I
huge.
knocked the Oilers a lot, but they do have a phenomenal
Yeah.
way to score.
and he's done it over the course of his career.
He's done it
too,
a
not
lot
just the other
against the
day.
Oilers. And,
Yeah.
I think it's really underestimated. And he's a big Rangers fan, too.
Underestimated signing too. Just
Yeah,
like,
very
probably went
underestimated. I
under
mean,
the radar in the summer, just like the Rangers signed Jonathan Quick.
dude, I can't believe, like, nobody really, like, again, I understand it's been a while since he's been in the playoffs being competitive, but people kind of, like, wrote him off.
What is he? 37 now?
37.
37. I know, it's
yeah.
crazy,
That's old.
right? That's fucking
That is
old.
old.
Well, I
to be
think
Especially
37.
his play style too. Like,
Yeah.
I
his
think
goal
the
is like
whole
the-
thing
Yeah,
was
yeah, very. He's still quick.
you know,
Yeah.
they
Wide
expected
return.
him to play in Vegas last year, and he wasn't good enough. So I think people kind
Right.
of was like, "Oh, well, I guess it's
And
kinda
then
over
there was
for him.
damn, who's the guy who was at the third string goaltender for Vegas last year? Hall.
No.
No.
Aiden Hill.
Hill.
No,
Hill.
yeah. Hill's a starter now.
Yeah, but last season he was a backup.
It started with Fleury. Fleury was
Yeah,
there.
dude.
I can't remember. I forgot Fleury was there.
Yeah, he still is.
No, he left. They
The
traded him
Wild?
for the Wild.
He's in the Wild now.
Supposedly gonna be the last year of his career.
Yeah,
Supposedly.
it should be.
It
dude.
should be.
He
Yeah,
needs-
He's a
time.
legend though.
he's come a long
You
way
could
since
argue he's a
Pittsburgh,
Hall of
dude.
Famer.
Yeah,
He won 3 cups with
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
yeah.
Yeah, of course.
His
dude.
numbers and Vesna wise, it doesn't say that he looks like he's a Hall of Famer, but team
Doesn't
championship
matter,
wise, and his
dude. Yeah,
playoff
like
resume
you were part of a 3-time Stanley Cup
Yeah,
winning
I
team, and
agree.
you were a
I
starter,
think he's
dude.
awesome.
Yeah, like I don't care.
for a while
Um,
too. Like,
who-
he was,
Damn, who's our other goaltender for Pittsburgh?
when he was there?
Yeah,
the
Fleury
guy
and,
that, remember he said he was gonna be the
Jarry?
backup?
yeah.
It was
It wasn't Tristan Jarry.
No, don't say, dude, bro.
I know this is gonna
It
piss me off.
was he got traded Matt Murray.
Matt Murray. Yeah, it was Murray. It was Murray.
It
Yeah.
was Matt Murray
Yeah.
because that's when Fleury said like I'm okay with sitting on the bench because Matt Murray won that championship.
Yeah, he did.
When Fleury was like a legend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt Murray. He's not good anymore.
He's not
he had
good
like one
anymore.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's bad.
But won a cup.
He did win a cup.
Yeah.
Taking a look at some of the other games over the weekend. Riley, how about your Bruins? 4-1 over the Red Wings yesterday.
Let's
David
go.
Pastrnak with 2 goals, rebounding after that disappointing loss in their last game to the Sharks. What was your thoughts on the victory?
Took care of business. Also, Red Wings more improved team than what they were last year. This Red Wings are, you could say, a decent to better than decent team in the NHL this year. They are
Great start.
I get to see him tomorrow.
a good team.
Yeah, that's sick,
Yeah,
dude.
you let us know how they look.
Yeah.
Dylan
in person.
Larkin.
Dylan Larkin.
I love Dylan Larkin.
So, Tony, right?
Ville Husso.
I will say,
Is Lonnie giving you a jersey?
Is Lonnie going to the game?
Maybe
It's his birthday game.
Yeah,
You're going to
I'm
game with Lonnie?
going. Yeah, Lonnie's going.
I got to see Lonnie.
Bernie
You going?
is going.
No, but I got to see Lonnie in
And
person.
James is going, who I interviewed at the tailgate. His last name I think is like Celestin. I
Oh,
could be
yeah.
pronouncing it wrong, but he's commented before too. As well.
Lonnie's come to Sportsport at a Horseshoe, so like maybe soon he'll come. You'll be here. You guys
He's
should
gonna
meet.
be here.
No, I'm saying in the past, Lonnie's
I
come
thought you
here.
meant he
I
was
saw
coming.
that. I
got
saw
you.
when he came a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
It was like on. I think
It wasn't
like,
a couple weeks ago.
I think it was like
a while ago.
my first like 2 weeks here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think it was.
I think you're right.
Yeah. But back to the Bruins.
Yeah.
What gets me a little nervous though is their schedule. Record's great. 8-0-1.
Right. Well, who has it been against?
Their schedule has got me a little nervous. They've looked great. I'm waiting for like the Toronto win, the Dallas Stars win, the Vegas win, the Rangers win. Like I'm waiting. We've gotten like the Kings, the Ducks, the Red Wings. Like I need like the Predators. Like I need the big win. That's gonna make me really believe in this team. So far this season. But
I mean, you got
you can't
Florida
complain
coming
about
up, and then Toronto. So there's your opportunity there. Then Detroit, but then Dallas.
Yeah.
And you're in Dallas. You're in Detroit, though. That's not an easy win in Detroit,
But
honestly.
just the way this is a good team. This is a good.
It
hockey
is
team.
a good team.
I really-
It is a good team. Obviously,
I feel like maybe it's biased, but they didn't get the talk about this team going into the season
just because of the playoffs.
just because they were the best team of all time last year. Best regular season of all time.
Yeah, crazy.
Lost in the first round.
First round exit.
And then this year, I feel like they got really no talk about like this team's still good. I understand we lost Bergeron. I understand we lost Krejci. The young player, this kid Matt Poitras, who's our rookie, 18 years old, really good. This guy. No talk. So I think it's kind of stumped on how good this is. 8-0-1. We'll see.
Yeah, definitely a strong start for sure for the Bruins.
And I feel like people underestimate your head coach, Montgomery.
Jim Montgomery.
Such
There's
a good coach,
reason
dude.
He came in last year and it
Yeah.
was the same roster from the
Yeah.
year before.
just change
Yeah.
the culture.
You don't have the same roster and
He's
come in and
so-
win.
yeah.
I guess everybody
Yeah.
hated Cassidy, but then he's laughing because he won the Stanley
which,
Cup.
which made me so confused.
Yeah.
I was so happy with the
Yeah,
move.
baby.
I loved the move, and I
Yeah.
loved bringing in Montgomery.
Bruce Cassidy,
more
though.
offense, and then Cassidy wins the
Unbelievable,
Stanley
dude.
Cup. So
Yeah.
it's like, what the
Ironic.
How
honestly.
ironic.
That's crazy.
How ironic.
The Islanders, the team I'll see tomorrow, 2-0 over the Blue Jackets yesterday. So they had a
Barnes'
couple
new favorite team.
weak
It really is, dude.
performances.
Where are we sitting, Bob?
I'm sitting, I think it's section 114.
Okay.
Or, no,
So we're in lower bowl.
121. Yeah, row 14. So best hockey seats I've ever had for NHL.
really?
So I'm
That's
proud.
awesome.
Yeah.
We gotta get a pick.
So definitely riled for that. $47 too. It's like
$47.
Yeah, it's the craziest deal I've ever seen.
It's ridiculous how cheap it is, dude.
But what would we
My tickets
say?
there were cheap last year too. I sat.
Are
on
we
top, they were cheap.
like
Nice.
MSG? Are we over 1,000 on that seat, or we're at least 800?
No, I'd say like 7.
I would have to say like
750
6 1/4.
It's so like,
It really is so
Yeah.
ridiculous, dude. It's such like people complain about MSG too so much. I'm sure it's at TD Garden, it's the same deal.
with the prices.
It's always like, I mean, these corporations buy these seats, so they're like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'll keep them that much.
I love the take too, where it's like you're missing the real fans.
You are
like-
missing the real
yes,
fans. I
especially
hate.
the
no, but you know what's
playoff
annoying?
Dude.
Stacks all the time says to me about the Raiders. Oh, it's all corporate. It's all suits.
Which is
That
right.
is
Some of
annoying, though,
Some of
dude.
it is, but there's still a lot of.
No, there are
Ranger
a lot
fans.
of
It's
Passion
right
Ranger
and wrong.
fans,
It's
but
right
again,
and
like
wrong.
you look along the boards by the
Suits.
bench, people in fucking suits with Ranger caps on.
Toronto's the worst one. What I've heard. Toronto, I
I
heard
have
is the
heard
Really?
that. I have heard that. Yeah.
the worst one because their fans is Canada. They love hockey.
Yeah.
I guess the tickets there are outrageous. Like the real fans aren't even in the building. Not even like the whole bowl. Not even on the glass.
Really?
The whole first bowl, all suits.
Fuck
You
that,
know,
dude.
and I know you guys are saying, "Oh, the Islanders are our new favorite team." I listen.
I didn't say that. Mike said that. Over there, Michael. There he is.
I'm definitely Rangers all the way, but
Ah,
I think they're an interesting team though. Honestly, they're fun to watch, and I hope they're good with the Rangers. And let's get the last laugh this time. They've played well against
Is that
us.
a rivalry though?
What?
Is that a rivalry?
Rangers Islanders.
It is a
just-
rivalry,
But I
of
heard
course it is,
Corey,
dude.
who's a big Islanders fan, he told me a while ago it was really intense, fights and stuff, and it's not.
Yeah,
quite
dude.
that anymore.
I want to say in I don't know, maybe the late 80s, early 90s, because there's a chant in the third period for the Rangers.
Like Bossy era.
Huh?
The Bossy era.
The Bossy era,
Yeah.
Potvik, I think, was the guy on the Islanders who intentionally hit a Rangers player to hurt him. And he did it. Ended his career, dude.
Wow.
And that was a big moment, dude, for their rivalry. But again, I mean, I have a huge respect for the Islanders organization, for their history. I love, I was a huge fan of the Coliseum. I've been there when I was a kid. I mean, I love the whole Islanders look. You know, the
Good
fishermen, the
jerseys.
shoremen guys.
yeah,
The jerseys
fire.
are great,
Their
dude.
uniforms I do like.
Did you ever
The
see their
unis are
gray
dope,
jerseys?
dude. Yes, I've seen the gray jerseys too, dude.
Those were the worst
Bad.
jerseys.
No reason for again,
Those
the
jerseys were the worst Angel jerseys ever.
ridiculous.
But I think as far as the Rangers,
And I love Brock Nelson. I love Brock Nelson.
Yeah, Brock
I
Nelson.
think Barzal is a good
Matt
pickup.
Martin, Sidney Esiason.
Who's their head coach right now? Is it Trotz?
Is it still Barry Trotz? No, it's not Barry
no.
Trotz.
Oh my! Actually, I'm forgetting now who it is.
I'm bad with the coaches.
Yeah, me too. Sometimes. Lane Lambert. No.
Yeah. See, I
Yeah.
don't follow Lane Lambert really.
I mean, I like Barry Trotz. Remember when they canned him? They made it to the playoff.
Right.
They had a good playoff run,
They
and
did.
they still
Is he not
canned him.
coached anymore? Where's Barry Trotz?
No, he's the Nashville GM.
Yeah.
But I think the Islanders are a good team.
Yeah,
But
crazy
what I
that.
was gonna say before, Tony, is I feel like them in the Devils, especially last year, had our number, and we want to really establish this year that out of the three local teams, we're the best one.
Oh yeah,
Oh
sure.
my
And
God,
I think
Jason, what an awful throw.
Devils, we know are going to be good, despite my annoyance with stacks.
a certain
of that.
someone. I mean, the Devils will be good. The Islanders can also still be good. I think it makes for a great tri-state rivalry.
Hey,
what are we doing
where
right
was
now,
it going
dude?
with that? That's why I
right?
played Division
what
II
are
last
we
year.
doing?
But like we were saying, it's good. You want them to be competitive.
Yes,
And
no, you definitely do.
We gotta stand our ground. That's the difference.
It's not even standing our ground. It's we just need that blowout victories, dude.
Yeah.
Blowout. We the Islanders is they are a team that we can win 4-0.
Right.
We have the
We
talent.
can, but
You
we
can
have the
sweep them
goaltending.
in the regular
Yeah.
season. You
Yeah.
can win every single game.
Exactly, we can, but
And
it's
you almost
tough
have
to.
Those are big games.
Yeah.
Those are
But they're going to be a
division
team that
games.
is tough to put away. They have a great goaltender. I guess their coach is pretty chill, Lane Lambert.
And they do have some players up front.
Do they have a lot of great players? Like I said, I was a huge fan of Brock Nelson. Fantasy team 3 years
Matt
ago.
Barzal
Knew he was great.
has to take the next step. though.
Barzal needs to stay healthy. Again, great rookie season, but very underwhelming sophomore, junior year.
Yeah.
Cal Clutterbuck, I feel hot
Gritty
on him.
veteran.
Yeah. Noah Dobson
Yes,
is one of the
yes,
defenders.
Corey's very high on him. He had
Yeah.
a second goal the other night.
He's
the game
great,
winner.
dude. Yes.
Where did he play in college?
BC.
He's BC guy.
I could be wrong. I feel like he is, dude.
Big
It's
BC
honestly
family.
so ridiculous. The amount of hockey players that Boston just bumps out.
Chris Kreider.
Chris Kreider, yeah, I
Yeah.
followed him in
I had
college, dude.
season
I love
tickets when he
that,
was playing
dude.
at BC.
Really?
Yeah,
that's
that's
fucking
crazy.
sick, dude. He went to Bishop's College.
Me too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I never
season
saw
tickets.
you one.
With
It's
the
all right, it's not good,
Islanders,
dude.
we've seen them struggle to score at times, but we know their goalies are very capable. Varlamov started yesterday in the
Ilya
win.
Varlamov.
They're 4-2-1 now. We know how good Sorokin is.
Yeah.
They didn't make the playoffs last year. Do you guys think they will make the playoffs this
Yes,
year?
absolutely, dude.
The Islanders?
Yeah.
We talked about this the other day.
Wild card.
I don't think they're
It's
good.
a tough Eastern Conference.
Dude,
though.
it is very tough
Go
Eastern
down
Conference.
the Eastern Conference. Go
What?
down.
You go down.
Oh,
Well, my laptop.
1 minute till we get our trivia answer, by the way.
We have Rangers, I think, win. Rangers, Devils, Carolina. Those are the top three in that division.
All right.
So the
let's-
Islanders are going to be fighting for a wild card.
Right. Let's look at the conference right now. Obviously, up top, We got Bruins, Rangers, Devils, Maple Leafs. Right now, the Canadiens are up there, which they're going to drop. Red Wings are going to drop because they're right below the Canadiens. You have the Lightning you're playing against, the Hurricanes you're playing against. I think the Islanders can easily defeat the Caps. Not easily, but they can beat the Caps. They can beat out the Flyers. Panthers possibly too.
But the conference doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
It's your division
I know.
because there's three from each division,
Right.
and then 2 wild cards. So we all know it's going to be Carolina, Rangers, and Devils. Those are going to be the 3 teams coming out of the Metropolitan.
So what? They're
Now-
looking at possibly.
Now, Buffalo out of the Atlantic is, you could argue, a better team than the Islanders. You have the Bruins who are going to win that. Bruins, Toronto, Tampa, probably the 3 teams right out there.
Yeah.
So they're going to be in a battle with Buffalo themselves. What's another?
I mean, I guess
For
Detroit.
the wild, they're going to be a wild
right?
card.
They are going to be a wild card. I'm
Detroit
sorry,
and Panthers and Senators.
Panthers went to the Stanley Cup
Yeah.
last year.
I know, but still, that's like there's so many times where you see that happen.
I
and
agree.
that
Yeah,
team
I don't think
sucks
they're
the
that
next
good of a
year,
team.
dude.
I
They're
just
not.
think they got in the playoffs and had a
Wait,
run.
but you
I keep
guys
forgetting their
think,
goaltender's
think
name.
that they,
Varlamov.
No,
Bobrovsky.
Bobrovsky. Yeah, he was again. He had an
They
outstanding
benched him
postseason
until he
dude.
started playing in the playoffs. And they're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, maybe
Crazy.
and we saw them last year, add Bo Horvath. I mean, do you think maybe as long as stuff continues to go well, that they're going to
Yes,
probably bring in more
dude.
scoring, right?
Well, more scoring again. Like, yeah, I mean, they definitely have improved their ability to score at the trade deadline last season with the acquisition of Bo Horvath. Honestly, like, what a great trade for them.
Oh, yeah.
And dude, they were on a hot streak. They were pushing for the playoffs.
Right.
It was unfortunate that Barzal got injured because he's their other goal scorer. They got Bo Horvath to free up Barzal a little bit, Excuse me. So I think having them both a full season is going to help them a bunch. I think they're going to be a way more competitive team than they were last season, and they were very close to making the postseason.
They were a couple points out for making it last season.
And that was like without Barzal for the last month or
We
two.
did say, though, Barzal has to take a step.
He has to.
He has to make a step.
Yeah.
I think he's really good.
He is.
Yes, he is.
Rookie
Is he a
of the year?
superstar? Is he a superstar? I don't think so. I think he's a
How old
star,
is
maybe.
Barzal?
25,
22?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is he the 25 already?
24, 25, 26, somewhere in that range.
How about this? I'm just looking at some comments here. Lonnie's saying
26.
that he does,
26?
we need to meet Riley. We're going to Rock UBS tomorrow. And do we not remember? I think the Islanders took the regular season series last year against the Rangers, which
We did talk
I
about that,
alluded
yeah.
to
Last year.
And he says, okay, no, that's something about football, which we'll get to, which is a good time to answer our trivia question. And we do have a winner here, too. Josh B.
Stop
getting
it.
it right. And Michael's favorite coach of all time in Jet history. Tell us.
Herm Edwards. I did say my final
Right
answer was
on the
Herm.
head.
Herm Edwards.
Michael also mentioning Herm
Wait, so-
3 times before getting fired.
Isn't that crazy?
So
That's- do you
so
understand?
Rex
Barnes,
never-
now we know why I love him
He
so
won the
much because
championship
I
twice.
just
Never in
remember
the playoffs.
winning.
Yeah, not
even
even
though
like the first round.
That's
he
crazy.
didn't have a good record.
That's
Exactly. Didn't win playoff games. That was the problem.
Yeah,
Yes.
me too, dude.
Yeah.
Exactly, Barnes. He got us there.
Next week,
Absolutely.
dude. We
Absolutely.
get it.
We
So-
did
so-
say Herm though.
Yeah, it was talked about.
It was definitely mentioned.
I mean,
How many? So Rex has 2, and Bill Parcells also 2.
I think Bill might have been only 1.
Really?
Or maybe 2. Oh, no,
Bill might
probably
have
2.
been
2.
two,
I think
right?
2, yeah.
I gotta go pee.
What do we got for comments?
I don't know. It's a lot, dude.
I mean, give me something, no?
Tennessee Tony, you ever been in Nashville? Need to be clipped, please. Barnes said it like 2 minutes ago. Chargers scored again. The steppage.
One playoff appearance
Yeah,
in the 98 championship game against Tom Coughlin's Jags divisional, and then John Elway en route to his second Super Bowl. Michael, only one playoff appearance, 3 years for Parcells. So
Pathetic.
Well, this game could be a blowout.
it's going to be. Yeah, we knew it.
Matt Ryan coming in again saying Zach Wilson should be benched. Here we go with this crap again. Lonnie says, at Lonnie, I'm so mad at the performance of the Jets. I was at work. They won, be happy, and they should have lost. Both teams wasn't the greatest show on turf. At Lonnie, Alan Lazard can't catch. So how is that Zach Wilson's fault?
No.
Nah.
Or you say, Riley?
It's not Zach Wilson's fault. I mean, I'm not a Jets fan. Everyone knows this. Yeah. The last drive was fantastic. Like, honestly, great.
Yeah.
Like that was sick. The whole rest of the game though, he played like shit.
Right. No, I believe me. I was.
But the
saying
last
that
drive was sick as fuck.
the last
That
drive was
sick.
great. Obviously, executing overtime, of course,
That was
helped out
great.
with the
That
refs.
was cool.
With that pass
And even
interference
a couple of
call.
those, he had throws here and there. It was cool. But if you're talking about a player that you want to win games for you,
I don't know. Zach has 3 wins in a row.
bro, to take the wins out of it.
No.
Bro. You played the Giants. Like
Stop
the Giants
it.
suck.
Stop
the Giants
it.
suck. Dude.
No, I mean, I it's interesting though because you think about their last game, they beat a team like the Eagles, who we're all talking about as one of the best teams in the league. But at the same time, today was like they weren't beating the Eagles today. They were playing the Eagles. I mean, Tommy DeVito at quarterback for the
New
Giants.
Jersey's
Johnny
finest.
DeVito.
New Jersey, Renee.
Michael, I do want to get you in the mix here, though, before we wrap up shop. Disappointed in the Knicks 1-2 start. Zion yesterday.
Oh,
we're
we
love Zion.
visions of what could have been with Zion. In that
Yes.
game.
Oh, dude.
Is Zion gonna be back this year? 65 games? No.
I told you, dude. 100%.
65 games, really?
100%. I called it. I almost wanted to say, "Hey, hot take, Johnny. How are the Knicks looking?"
Well, you just said that,
you know
though.
what's funny. I was gonna say this. I was gonna tweet you guys. I was gonna text you guys.
You can tweet at me too. If you
The
want.
Knicks and the Pelicans. You're not a big tweeter.
A tweeter.
Bro, go. Actually, no, don't bring my Twitter. But like, go. Twitter, I am on all day. All day. Every
Really?
single day.
For
And-
news, it's crazy how much I used to be ESPN.com.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I used
it
to
is
even
crazy.
do Roto World.
Yeah.
And now it's like
Roto
Twitter.
World.
Twitter has everything.
I tweet
Yeah.
maybe 4 times a day.
And anyway, but the Pelicans, that's what a good team with talent looks like.
Yep.
Studs. And then the Knicks are just a college team.
I'm
Oh,
happy
wow.
Zion's healthy now. Like,
He looks
seeing
so
Honestly,
good.
like-
healthy is cool.
Dude,
He looks
it
so
is
good.
great
Dropped like
to see,
25 in his
dude.
first game.
He's
Yeah.
exciting to watch.
He's
Because-
dude, his touch and everything. He's
He's a classic, like, if you're a fan of that
Yeah.
team, it gets you, like, pumped up to see that guy finally playing well again.
Oh my god, I know.
he loves
dude.
basketball too. He's
The
talking
product
about
of the
that.
NBA so far this year, I thought has looked really
Has
good.
looked good.
I
Yeah, it
was
has
saying
been.
it
Yeah.
has been better. It has been better.
Yep.
Like, Celtics Heat on Friday night was a great game.
Dude,
Yeah.
I don't know
yeah.
if you watched
Yeah.
it. It was a really good.
Dude, I mean, it's going to be a good year.
Boy,
But it
and
was
I-
also a really good game, but at the end of the game, the refs decided pretty much everything, which does piss me off. But
Yeah.
the game-wise was great.
I can't wait to see some Celtics Bucks games. Those are going to be ridiculous.
Dude,
Wow,
oh
the
my
Bucks,
gosh, the
dude.
Bucks.
Which I'm pumped for those games too,
Mhm.
but I just know that we're going to face off in the playoffs, so it's like
How do you feel about that right now?
Little
I
worried.
know it's really early, of course.
I'd be
it's
worried.
super
Yeah, it would be
early.
too.
It's super early, and I know this
You
is
guys-
a
yeah, it's
classic.
tough.
Like, I'm a fan of the team take to say this, but
Right.
we had 2 new stars on offense.
Mhm.
So these guys haven't even started meshing on offense. We have 2. Our team's completely different. We were down by 6 to the Knicks with 4 minutes left. Found a way to win that game,
Stop it.
and we beat the Heat, who beat us last year when we were down
Stop
by
it.
4 in the fourth quarter. So these guys haven't even meshed, and they found a way to win 2 games against 2 good teams. So it gets me very excited.
Giannis and Dame
Very
look better than Tatum and Brown ever have and
Dude,
ever
you're
will.
forgetting that we have Kristaps Porzingis, Drew Holiday.
I don't care. I'm just talking about your 2
We know
stars.
you don't care 'cause you're wrong.
Stars
That's why.
win games. Stars win games.
We have 4.
No, you don't. You have 2.
Kristaps Porzingis drops 30, 20.
He's not a
He
star.
had 5 blocks against the Knicks and then 3 blocks.
If he was a
against the
star, he would have
star.
done it his whole
How
career.
is he? No, he's healthy now. He's healthy all last year. He dropped 26 points per game for the Wizards last year.
No, he didn't make it
Played in
all-star.
67 games.
Didn't
I'm
win
telling you.
games. You have to win to be a star.
Listen, fellas. What I would say here, stars obviously win games, but at the same time, I think depth is important.
Yes.
And I think the Celtics do have better depth than Milwaukee. So I think it's going to be a dogfight. I think it's going to be like
I'm
if they
excited.
play, it's a
I'm excited.
7-game series.
Me
Is
too.
it
I
not,
agree.
Michael? Is
I
it
agree.
not close? Honestly.
It is close.
Yeah.
7.
And then what a storyline, Drew against his old team.
Well, that's
as
why home court's probably huge too. That's
Yeah.
why the regular season matchups matter. Having home court in that game, because we saw it my sophomore, was that 2 years ago. We beat the Milwaukee in 7 games just because we had home court advantage in Game 7. So having home court does mean something.
Hey, have you caught in the NBA yet?
No.
No. Hey, I thought you
Well,
said
yeah,
this
you're
year
gonna get Tony
you were
into
more
the
around.
NBA.
Were you
No.
saying that?
Sorry. Couldn't hear you.
Yeah, but were you saying like, oh, you know,
No.
it'd be kind of cool if the Knicks were good? Like, I think I'll watch a little more this year. Were you saying that or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, still early
So
on.
are you a Knicks fan?
I don't watch
Wait, so
basketball.
if you don't watch
Did
basketball,
anybody in
pick the
your
Celtics.
family
Yes,
grow?
What? No, I can't do that.
Did anybody in
Why?
your family growing
Jets
up
fan?
watch?
You're a Jets
NBA
No,
or
my dad hated watching basketball, and he would I watch basketball because he cannot handle the sound of the squeaky sneakers and the ball bouncing the entire fucking game.
Oh wow.
So,
Tight.
I know it's that kind of funny. I used to watch like a lot of basketball when I was a kid, and I used to also want to watch poker. But he used to also hate hearing people shuffling the chips, the whole game, the whole whatever, the whole tournament. So I wouldn't be able to watch basketball or poker in his presence, which obviously
Was there a lot?
my father was around a lot. So
He's a good dad, folks.
no, yeah, he's a great dad.
But yeah, I mean, I think though it will be better. I'm having fun fantasy basketball too. Because I forgot. I know you said you missed your draft, but did you get auto drafted or you got kicked out of the league?
Missed it.
Like you're not in the league.
Not playing fantasy basketball.
Why you totally blew it?
I
That's
did
tough.
What happened?
Michael, ever
I
you
was
got
at work.
It sounds like it sounds like
here.
Riley saying he's gonna do something and then not doing it.
I don't do that.
It's good.
Wait, you were here like at downtime? That's why you missed the draft? No kidding. Oh, I'm
Well, that's
sorry,
good.
dude.
No, don't apologize.
Dude, we could have like live drafted your team on the show.
We should have. We should
We
have.
should have.
That would've been sick.
Michael, have you watched
Next
any
year,
more
next
of Wembanyama?
Yeah, next
Yeah.
year.
I have
Impressed or no?
not fully, not like
Really?
not like
You're impressed?
I saw
Bust? Really?
no whoa.
Bust. Wow, Michael. I'm
I-
surprised
Wait, you said it
you.
was a bust?
Whoa.
You said you're not impressed. That's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm not impressed like everybody. I saw a funny like gif of like a cartoon and it's like doing some like foul stuff, you know, with the mouth, oral mouth
Oral
stuff.
fixation.
And it was like ESPN every time Wemby dunks. And it's like
oh, the glaze.
yeah. And and I don't know, man. I just think you know, he's good, but we'll see. Give me a year, give me two. You know what I mean? He could get hurt and then it's over.
Right.
And honestly, I want to see him in a tough game, you know, where it's crazy, where pressure's big.
Have you been able to watch any games, or has it more been kind of highlights?
No, I've watched
footage,
some games.
research?
I've
Yeah.
watched on streamies. I watched Wemby.
I think you
watched.
almost would rather watch National than the Knicks.
I do.
Yeah.
I tuned in because I saw the Pelicans were
Yeah.
playing, and then I was like, oh, it's the Knicks.
Because Michael appreciates the sport.
Yes.
And then
No, it's
I
great.
do.
I love that. Yeah.
And then I do like I watched Dame. I watched a little bit of Dame. playing.
Dame.
Love him, dude.
Yeah.
He's just
I
crazy.
mean, that was impressive the other night. What?
Dame.
Who else? I watched Phoenix and Lakers. Some
Yep,
of that.
yep.
What's the deal with Booker? What's his like?
It's just a toe. He's
Yeah,
fine.
he's
I have him
fine.
on my fantasy basketball
Just
team.
the
They better be
toe.
okay.
So don't.
That's
that
great.
Team sucks.
The Suns suck, you think?
That team is offensively good, defensively
Did
one
you?
of the worst.
I think Michael has them making the championship, right?
Michael?
Yes, if Bobo plays, I said that.
Yeah.
If
Bobo has
Bobo
a-
plays,
he has
No,
X
it's not
Factor.
serious. Then
He's the big
I don't-
X factor.
Wait, but Bobo hasn't played yet.
Let's see.
dude, Bobo was bad.
I don't think he has.
Wait, why am I blanking?
Is he?
Who's the Suns coach now?
You're so dumb,
Monty,
Riley.
No, they fired Monty Williams.
Right.
No, it is
No, it's not. I don't. Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel?
Frank Vogel.
Sorry, dude.
I don't know why I thought Vogel was the sick.
Vogel
Oh no.
It is
Oh,
He had 4
oh,
minutes
okay, right,
against the Jazz,
Monty Williams?
October 28th.
Monty
Bobo.
Williams.
Frank
Last night.
Vogel.
So he had 4 minutes, 1 block, 1 rebound.
All right, one block is nice in 4 minutes.
How
Pretty
much
solid.
were they down by when he came in the game?
I don't know. I didn't see. I don't see
Brother,
it.
I forgot. If we asked you about this, do you know what the deal is? Like why he just
He, he just said
like,
he
it seems like he goes off sometimes, but
He's
like
not that good. That's the problem.
But
is good.
you really think that's what it is?
Have you seen his
But
highlights?
why? But so
He's a
all, it's just because
defensive
it's
liability.
garbage time stats. Is that what?
He's a defensive
No.
liability. The way he moves left to right is not good. He's a small body.
Look, NBA
Wow.
icon. NBA icon says Bobo is better than Wembanyama.
Who's the icon?
Michael,
Tim
I feel like
Hardaway.
you said that first.
Oh,
but
wow.
Ryan, I mean,
You are the icon. You want to talk about multiple D3 offers? Bang, there's your buddy.
Yeah, T2.
Yeah. D2,
Oh,
baby.
shit.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh.
but yeah, I mean, I hope
it's the
it's an
Suns.
interesting
The Suns
year.
need a better coach, and
Vogel's the championship coach.
They dropped
Yeah,
I
what
don't know.
the
I don't
fuck?
like.
How do you
No,
drop
I'm
that,
kidding.
dude?
I know, like those Pacer
Why'd he
teams.
fall
you
back?
get
He
the
just sat
most
down.
points.
Just stick a
Yeah,
seat.
no, that was
Just fall better on my ass.
But fellas, before we wrap up here, lastly, as
We're gonna
always,
wrap it
it's at the bottom. I mean, 2.5 hours here. We're not gonna wrap it up.
Dude, let's just keep going all night. Why not? I mean, dude, there's a whole other half of this game.
Another half of this
17 nothing.
Anything on the World Series? 1-1,
I was gonna touch
Diamondbacks,
on
9-1. I mean,
What do you
what's
got?
up? Adolis, walk-off game 1-8. Were you guys watching that?
Yes.
First of all,
I was watching the game though.
Game
Live
one
now.
was
Insane.
Friday?
Game
Yeah.
one was
Oh, it was
like,
electric,
for
dude.
baseball. That was like
Dude, extra innings, game 1 of the World Series. Like,
I know, like we talk about the product, the teams.
Yeah.
Like,
The ratings.
it's the ratings.
have you looked at the ratings? Anyone?
I have not.
I'm looking at the ratings right now.
Diamondback, Phillies, like not the best markets. Well,
Diamondback and
Diamondbacks,
Rangers, yeah.
not the best markets. But the first game was one of the best World Series games I've watched in a while. First of all, Arizona could have won that game, should have won that game. Then they win game 2. Could Arizona win this thing? I think they could. Imagine
could.
the Diamondbacks win the fucking World
I know.
Series. dude.
Second will be the second title in franchise
And
history.
think about the teams that me and you both like, and it's like that
Should have
team,
been better. Should have been better.
roster. We
Weren't.
both could argue for this roster wise. It's like,
Oh my God, it's like
oh, we're better teams. Like we're better teams. This team's in the World Series with Tommy Pham and they're 5-4.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah.
you complain about that in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I mean, do you still have respect for Pham? I know he's barked a lot,
You know,
Tony,
his
but
eye
he's
issues,
played
it's
well.
nuts.
No,
Honestly, yeah, of course I do, dude.
you're tight though a little bit. You think he's being a little bit of a rat? I think.
I don't know. I mean, again, like it's one thing to. I mean, he's now called out the Mets like more than once,
Right.
twice. He's done it.
Who's that?
Tommy Pham, dude. I don't know, dude. I think it's. I mean, I always liked him. I liked him back when he was at Tampa Bay, to be honest. Way back in like what was it, 2019, 2020?
Yeah.
I thought he was a great player. He does have a great attitude, and he's all about like accountability. He really is.
Right.
I remember specifically cutting up a post-game interview of him, getting asked about like who he would thank when they were in the during the playoffs. So whatever series they won. And it was the camera, dude. He literally was like standing there, and like the woman's like over here asking the question. He's just like looking out into the distance, and she's like, "Who would you like to thank for your victory and your play?" And he looks at her and goes, "Myself."
Yeah.
Like that. And I was like, "Wow, dude, this guy has fire." He follows up his play, and not for nothing. I mean, I think something like must be said for this guy. I mean, I understand he's been in a lot of different teams since 2019.
Journeyman.
It really is his entire career. He's been on many different teams. But he does end up in the World Series often.
Yeah.
Like he went deep with the Rays, Padres. He's going deep. Like obviously Diamondbacks now. Like, I mean, the guy is a factor, especially like in big games. I mean, he does play well. And honestly, like at one point for a while, he was the best hitter on the Mets.
Yeah.
He was the best player. He was the best outfielder on the Mets.
You know his eye problem, right? Have you heard about that?
I
How he
remember it
can't-
this season.
The problem he has with his eyes is most people who has this eye condition, you can't even see a person like 4 feet in front of you.
Mhm.
He's hitting a baseball.
That's fucking crazy.
It's insane. I watched it was like a 5-minute clip that MLB Network put together.
Mhm.
It was like Veskurgen was like doing the voiceover for it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was like really well put together. His eye problem is like insane. Like he has to take like eye drops every day. Every like 30 minutes he puts like eye drops in.
No shit.
That's crazy.
There's one other person
Yeah.
in the major leagues with this eye problem. He's a pitcher because halfway through college, he was one of the best hitters in college. Couldn't hit anymore because of his eye problem. Started pitching.
Wow.
So I don't know how Tommy Pham is
Does it.
doing this.
Yeah.
You gotta see this video. It's insane.
Honestly, dude, he was really the best
Yeah.
outfielder defensively
Hit a home run in game
on the
1.
Mets, dude. Yeah, he hit a home run in game 1.
Bomb.
I do still like him.
Yeah.
I don't care. I mean, dude, there's problems with the Mets,
Yeah.
and he's just talking about it. So,
He
like,
is,
why would I not like him?
You think Mr. Stearns is actively working the phones right now?
I do
to fix
think
those
so.
problems?
Yes, I absolutely do, dude.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, I mean, David Stearns is someone who wants to win. I mean, he's someone who, again, has been overlooked and like pushed aside for a good portion of his life.
Right.
Specifically before he got to the Brewers, honestly. And like the Mets were an organization that didn't want him.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So I think he has a really like big will to win. And then you pair that up with Cohen, who's ready to spend and also is a big Mets fan and also has a large will to win. Like
I mean, you think you would spend smarter too than they have the last couple of years?
yeah.
You would think. Coming from he had a lot lower budget, I'm sure, with Milwaukee. You know?
Stearns, yeah, definitely. I think he would be a little smarter than the way, Cohen and Epler spent their money. But again, I don't know, man. I mean, I really don't think – I think last season for the Mets was just such a fucking crazy thing that no one really saw.
Yeah.
Because, again, you look at bringing in Verlander, right? You brought in Verlander to replace DeGrom. I mean, that wasn't the wrong move.
Yeah, because obviously because DeGrom.
That was the
pitching.
Well, no, not even because of the outcome of what DeGrom did, but just because DeGrom leaving. Let's say he just left, and you had anyone you could bring up. How could you not choose Verlander? Cy Young won the season before, World Series winner. Obviously veteran pitcher. That was your best bet to replace him. There was no other pitcher who could replace DeGrom. That's a good move. Even bringing in Scherzer. I mean, I was a huge advocate for Scherzer. Again, someone later in his career won the World Series with the Nationals. There's not again, it was just a lot of players just being underwhelming this season for the Mets.
Too old. I think they got to get younger, especially with the pitching.
Right. No, they do. I mean, that is, you could argue one mistake, but again, I mean, who else? Think about who else they could have brought in.
You needed to make trades, and this offseason, maybe Corbin Burns.
Think about it, dude. And I really do. I do like Yelich.
Yeah.
Yelich in the Mets uniform.
It is interesting, and it's like
bad though recently.
Yeah, dude. What?
Yelich has not been himself though recently.
This year was a rebound,
a little bit of
but
a
nowhere near.
Yeah.
That was insane. His MVP.
What was it, his second
What year was that? 2018?
Yeah. Every single time he's up, he's hitting a home run. It was unbelievable.
I know, dude. He can get that. I'm telling you, if he's on the Mets, bro.
In the market that he's on, Milwaukee to New York's a big market change.
That's what he needs, though.
Yeah,
he needs the big market
he's played
change.
in Miami and Milwaukee. So
I think we all can agree it's going to be an exciting offseason.
Yeah.
Obviously,
The hot stove.
We've said the hot stove.
Yeah, the hot stove's going to be great. And I just hope this World Series ends soon so we can get to the hot stove.
Oh my goodness, dude!
Michael,
Have you watched? Have you watched at all?
I mean,
It's been great.
I probably have not watched a combined.
You got
of the
10
whole
TVs in your
postseason,
room, dude.
I have not watched a game. I've not watched 9 innings the whole postseason.
Really?
Yeah.
Game 1 was one of the best baseball games I've watched.
That seemed like it would be exciting.
Dude, I'm
The
telling you,
Corey Seager 2-run bomb was
dude, this entire postseason has been really exciting.
But you know what it is?
Tony's disappointed.
It's exciting as you want to say it is. I
Yeah.
mean, I know this game sucks, but if we had a competitive football game, I want to watch that. I want to watch the Rangers. I'd rather watch a regular hockey
Islanders.
game.
But I know that you love baseball.
Right.
As a baseball fan, game 1 was insane.
Yeah. No,
Like,
and I can see that. I can see that. Especially if you had a couple shekels up there and got a nice payday, right?
The
Yes,
Seager
correct.
home run, the last time I felt like that for baseball-wise was the Ortiz Grand Slam in 2013 against the Tigers.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Down and out.
I
were
didn't
down
feel
and
like that in 2013 though.
Stop it.
Michael, do you miss
What
the
you
Yankees?
saying?
I don't even know what
Like
to say.
you're ready for the rebound.
Yes.
You're tired of me breaking down
Yes.
problem after problem.
Yes.
Wow.
A touchdown for the Bears here
Good for them,
as
dude.
they try to climb back in it. 17-6, extra point pending. 147 left in the first
love that.
half here.
QAT.
So, all exciting stuff. And Matthew Ryan on the way out here says, no Yankees in playoffs makes playoffs less exciting, but Lonnie
For you.
chimes in and says Game 1 World Series was pretty sick. So
Thank you, Lonnie.
we do have that. And you know what
Yanni.
else was pretty sick? This episode. Honestly,
Great
it was
episode.
I love the comments, love
Yeah.
the interaction, love the games. What a day. Great
Yeah.
having Riley here making his debut. at
Yeah,
the
shout out to
World
Riley for
Yes.
coming along. Almost
Yeah.
didn't, but he pulled through. Love to see that.
I'm glad finally.
Shout out to
pulled
Barnes
through.
too with the No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
No,
go
go
at
ahead.
him. Go at him,
No,
dude.
no, no.
Division
Shout out to me
3,
for what?
D3 versus
No.
D2. Mighty Ducks.
No.
Yeah, we need a D1.
I was always
I am
coming.
D1.
I was always coming. I called Tony. I actually
Go ahead, dude.
the proof is in the pudding. Work I have to do,
Mhm.
but I said, let me put that work on the back burner and come through.
I wouldn't say you said that. I think it took a little nudge.
I have to
I
say,
think
But then he
Tony
was
had-
like, all right, dude.
This
let's
has
just
nothing
fucking
to
go.
do with what
Tony
we're
said,
talking
put
about.
your schoolwork on the back burner.
No. Don't say that. I didn't say that. I did not say that.
No. That's what he said.
I really hope that Southport Pizza is open because I'm starting.
Dude,
time is it?
we gotta close up. We
I'm
gotta
gonna
close
go
up.
order it.
You gotta order it.
Michael, something on the way out for you.
Guys, I'll give this for Hot Take Johnny.
Oh,
Oh shoot, is my camera out?
you don't.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Huh?
Go Knicks.
Huh?
I hope they win for his take because The more they lose, the worse it looks.
Oh,
And shout out to the company.
Shout out
to
company.
DTV. Shout out to everybody out there. Thanks for liking, commenting, subscribing. And shout out Renee. Shout out Horseshoe.
Shout out Horseshoe.
Jeff.
Shout out
we will
Jeff.
see you.
Mañana!
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.
the ribs. Yeah, he got hurt. He left the game with a rib injury. Got hit hard. Yeah, he got hit really hard.